I guess the best solution is to sort of just wait a while, maybe. But again, that's not much of a solution, I know. If you're still not having any luck, all is not lost. I'd like you to go to the OBS Pro.
Is Samel going to take a lot of sort of harassment and damage from the SK with the course? Or he's not going to keep chasing though. He'll at least leave the ghost there. But yeah, Puppy getting pushed right away from the lane by Kataomi and his creep there.
Giving Stanky some free experience against melee matchup always works well. He's very weak, level 1, and the Puppy so far has been pushed out of the lane.
Top lane. Also size. Taking a lot of damage here. Yep, so it's coming in with the body blocks. But they've got the slow and a couple more right clicks than needed. For the Cox, he's got to do it. Fishman gets the first blood there. Yapsaw not able to quite catch Fishman with the God's Rebuke, so Fishman will be able to walk away and Entity will get first blood on ice.
As expected, like this is very difficult lane for Necro. He definitely needs to get like boots, maybe top of that to be able to run away, because if Clockwork connects on top of him, he's just straight up dead. Top of the Remnant also does a lot of damage, so gotta be careful about it.
Top lane, seeing a bit of a struggle again here for Secret as Yapsa just gets run down, and he's certainly gonna go.
Top of the Remnant also does a lot of damage, so gotta be careful about it.
Top lane, seeing a bit of a struggle again here for Secret as Yapsa. Yeah, really just feel that Secret are gonna have a very tough time now, especially with these 2 deaths on that top side.
It's also not a killer lane, it's more about the sustain in their lane. Puppy. He has a couple of tangos to work with, but they are putting a lot of pressure.
Oh, is it? Ooh, ice. A little low again. Keep our eyes on this top lane because multiple times Entity are very close to getting the kills. They may get ice. No, not quite enough damage. But still, Chrysalis pulling Ice completely away from the creeps.
Entity will need to pull the lane back so that they have a longer lane to work with, and also Fishman brings some extra regen, unblocking the small camp on the top lane, so he will be able to do that.
Back over in the mid. Stormstormer still trying his best to catch back up, but Nisha deep with the start could allow him to turn up earlier to these side lanes. Maybe even the top to help things out a bit. They are struggling. The power of the support clock definitely proving its worth here against these 2.
Power of the support clock or weakness of the support mark?
I mean, I guess depends how you look at it. You know, I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
Yeah, Clockwork is level 3 points in battery. A lot of kill threat coming out from that. Also, he's bringing the boots of speed. He got the first blood, so has some extra gold. And once you have that boots of speed, you're pretty much done. You're ready to go as a position 5 Clockwork. All you want to do is go in, potentially die, refill the bottle on mid, and just get the solo XP to your carry. I'm not saying you should die, but sometimes it sounds like an ideal situation. Nisha will hit the level 6 much faster than Pango. Pango just hit level 5, so there's also a kill threat possible on a mid lane. And it's a good Storm game. They have very limited amount of stuns. The only hero he needs to be afraid of is pretty much Sanking. And Sanking so far is doing well. Investing a decent amount of gold in these like smaller items. Ancients nor the big camps are not stacked at the moment.
They're going to try and go for Puppy here. It's a lot of damage. Ooh, with the impetus. Very close, but not quite able to take him down. Samel's going to try and run down Kataomi a little bit. Here's the Raid King. Big crit. Not enough to take Kataomi down, so he'll be able to salve up.
Kataomi, he had Fairy Fire. Didn't even flinch. Didn't even use it.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he wasn't expecting the crit.
He was living on the edge there, but it pays off. He's going to be fine.
there's not much value from skeletons on the bottom lane. That's a bit of problematic because they do get popped by caustic, so you need to be careful about that. It's an insane amount of damage. You do have a sandstorm as well on top of it. Ice, top lane, 18 CS. You see a Razor with 29. This is one of the Chrysalis' best heroes. He just knows how to play it, knows the limits of the hero. So they also need to be... Okay, finally they get the D ward.
I still have to be careful how they step up those secret. You can see Fishman very ready to just sweep into the lane from the trees and set up for Chrysalis to run down one of the two of them again. To survive, as Chrysalis and Fishman can't quite run him down completely.
A lot of value will be coming out from Enchant.
Bottom lane.
Oh, this Poppy guy, he looks pretty dead.
Yeah, he does. Easy move there for Toby. Pops the epi and just runs down the poor old Pugner. Toby does it. Toby gets the kill. No chance at all for Poppy.
They can't play the bottom lane. Like, this is going to be an early tower, and they're also protecting their tier 1 tower on the top lane, so there's not going to be any trades. Mel can't play as aggressive, doesn't have ulti, does have armlet, so that's going to give him some extra survivability and farm potential, but this bottom tower is going down. To go back to point about the enchant, like, you're playing into Pugna, into Necro, so you will be able to dispel both of these abilities.
Yeah, that's true actually. There's going to be a lot of strength from Katomi when you can look for those sort of moves. And we see, as you said, he's just completely moving away from that bottom lane, and even the jungle area down is not going to be too safe. So Toby will be able to walk in quite confidently and mess with Samael's ability to hit the creep safely. We'll see what areas the map Samael is able to find farming. He'll start moving over to the top triangle now. Top lane. Another attempt to be made here on Ice. It's a lot of damage, but each and every time he does make sure he has the Ghost Shroud ready to save himself once he's at the underneath the tower. And the TP, or movement at least, comes in again from Nisha. As he's ready to try and make something happen now up top. Fishman's prepared, he'll lay down the cogs, and Nisha, not wanting to blindly zip into the high ground, won't be able to make anything of this.
It got scouted. Back to the mid lane to continue farming, going into Kaya Sanj, triple null talismans. We've seen yesterday 5 null talismans.
Was it 6, I think, in the end?
I think it was 5 at one point, plus a link.
It was a lot.
Yeah, there's the kill that we missed. Stormstormer using his Rolling Thunder, and Fishman securing that kill with the Rocket Flare.
Slight bit of a lead here for Entity. 1k up. 10 minutes. Nisha find another opportunity. Katomi all alone in the jungle as Nisha continues to have a very, very good start to this game. 2-0-1. Storm Spirit could be exactly what Secret need. Buy time for Samael to get that space to turn up. Top lane. A little bit of an attempt from Fishman, but quickly put to a stop there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Dagger.
See if they can lock him down. They've got him in a great spot around the stairs, but
it was
quite where they need.
It was very difficult for Tango to get the good angle there to be able to connect it. So 2 ultis used, 3 ultis used, because there was also Clockwork Hook Shot used on the top.
There was, yeah.
Yapster, he has one job. They try to go on Ice, he uses Spear of Mars. That's pretty much his job. Bought the book, he is level 6, so there is some kill threat right now. I think Nisha should be a bit more active now, does have Arcane Rune, and without Epicenter and also without Panga roll, they should try to pick off the kill.
Yeah, there we go, smoke time from the two of them, Nisha and Yapsor. So ideally they want to find Crystalis. He'll be the big one to take down at this stage, and just requires Yapsor to pretty much catch him in the arena, but Fishman in a great spot. Blocking off any attempt for Secret to get into the jungle. He will lose his life, but his positioning may just have got them enough info to keep
Nisha will steal the stacks. He'll take the big creeps from it.
Top tower is under attack.
This is what Clockwork needs to be a bit careful about. The cogs that we've seen, you know, Spear connecting to it, and now they can pressure the top tower. This build of Necro has been popular, going for Spirit Vessel, having an extra bit of regen, and just gives him the tankiness and overtime damage with his aura. Works really well. Yapster still has Arena.
The TPM with Fishman, and he has got a hook shot, so if they want to set something up with a hook shot into Rolling Thunder, they could. Those three heroes are Secret here. Arena's down. Yapsor's going to open things up. Nisha off. The tip across it indeed with the side slam down on Stormstormer. No chances for the Pango whatsoever. Fishman also nowhere to run. Secret get both kills. With the presence and push of the Pugna, they'll be able to blow this tower up.
Secret understanding how top lane needs to be played. They lost Necro only one time, which is okay. I thought it might be a disaster, but they played it extremely well. Yapster was just protecting Necro the whole time. Nisha with the zip.
They go Crystalis. Crystalis, he needs help, and he needs it now. TP's coming in for Toby, but it's not going to be soon enough to do anything. The Burrow Strike missing as well. As now Secret will maybe see if they can chase down the Sand King on top of it. Okay, Kataomi turns up, and Secret, they'll back off. Nisha already using all of his mana for that kill on Crystalis, doesn't want to continue fighting. He'll back off, pick up his Kaya. Yeah, we're seeing some good moves now from Secret, starting to be able to shut down Crystalis and make sure that he can't keep up with the farm that Sumail's getting over on his half of the map.
Good initiation, first arena usage, they get the kill, get some extra value from the Reaper site on Ice, and most importantly, Sumail, he's farming. He, like, they're playing with 4 heroes right now. Big roll, that's gonna be a kill.
Get back in action, Entity. I don't want to make something of it, but at the same time they're making that move on top. Crystalis felt that it may have been safe to farm down on the bottom side of the map, but it wasn't to be. Secret turn up and take him down pretty much as soon as he gets himself back out on the map after they killed him initially in his own jungle.
Nisha has been extremely active. We talked about how he needs to be able to deliver for his team. The rest of the heroes are very slow. Like, you have position 5 Pugna, which is, you know, he comes online a little bit faster. But we've seen, like, different ways of playing with the Storm Spirit. We've seen Io Storm, Keeper of the Light Storm. Pugna, he can do the same thing. But Puppy, he's also very greedy player, so he will go for like extra waves. And look at his builds, like 3-2-2-1 on Pugna, just mixing things up a little bit. Another zip.
Think another kill. Nisha 6-0-3 here. 14 minutes in as the mid-storm. An incredibly active storm performance here from Nisha in this early game. And Entity are struggling to deal with him.
They need Sand King to get the stun off, and also Pangolier to lock him with this ulti. Pango does have a Diffusal Blade as well, so there's going to be a lot of damage.
Puppy, talk about the greed. A little bit deep on the high ground of mid there.
He wanted that tower.
He nearly got it. He nearly got it. But instead, Entity, they get his life.
Also, Clockwork might not need to use cogs when he sees Mars. That's his death. Like, that's easy way to set up a spear. It's going to be a smoke. They want to take a fight for sure. Pango does have a roll. 15 seconds until Epi.
Yeah, talking about the Sand King as well. Toby's saving up a lot of gold.
I mean, this is underneath the ward. They got scouted.
Oh, yeah.
Because the entry that they placed was a bit too far away, so Secret, they know.
I mean, incredibly unlikely to find anything here. Nisha.
They see me rolling, they don't care because I didn't hit anything.
Yeah. Nothing's going to be found there at all. As Stormstormer indeed preemptively going in with the ult just in case he could find that quick connection, but wasn't to be. Secret completely out of the area.
Oh, man.
Samael getting very close to his next big item here. Maybe him and Nisha are up at the top. See Nisha getting hooked and pushed back by the cogs. You won't mess around with them.
There was no sinking. They needed sinking there. If there's no rolling thunder, they're not gonna get the kill. And Storm Spirit dropping all of his nulls, even Kaya in the backpack for extra efficiency, while Pugna is giving him the drain.
Katomi is able to get the deny on the mid-tier 1. I mean, on the numbers, it continues to be very close this game. Less than 1k, 16 minutes in. Samael, I'm trying to go for a bit of action on Katomi, but doesn't want to waste his time with that. As he's very close to having his Desolator done, really. Yeah, just about a few hundred gold, and Samael's going to be rocking up to the fights with a phase armlet Deso.
Both teams are going to hit the similar timing when they want to take another big fight. Pretty much smoke with 4, maybe even 5 players. Because what Entity is looking for is this BKB on Razor, which is going to be done in 500 gold. And Samael needs 300 gold to finish off his Deso. Has level 2 ulti, so they want to get fight near the Roche pit so they can transition that possibly into Roche. Need to be careful because playing into Pango could be a bit difficult. Spear.
Hey, Yapsa not able to catch Toby with that there. Nice, to look for the TP out, but the hook shot's still up and ready. Fishman able to come in, stop the escape of Ice, as Entity will be able to catch both of them. As Yapsa and Ice go down. Puppy also having to be cautious as Storm and then he gets his hands on him as well under the tower. The Secret, they're hovering around, but do they really want to try and fight 3 versus 5? It could be risky.
Entity, they already set up the vision on the high ground, so they see if Secret want to approach from that angle. Razor's half HP, no mana, BKB's coming to him, so he doesn't feel like he can join the fights. Let's see what he digs. Doesn't dig anything of value. Just gets the filthy Kobold.
Radiant just fortified their structures.
Yeah, in fact, Chrysalis is just going to leave the area completely. Not interested in taking a fight anywhere anytime soon. Does mean that top areas open up for Secret to maybe consider Roche, especially if they get some sort of a pick off. But Entity, they're grouping up and moving down towards Chrysalis. Only Storm that's left alone at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Samael. He's actually going to be able to find Fishman, but hook shots at the ready. Fishman able to save himself. We are certainly seeing the damage that's coming in already from this Raid King. Certainly hurts.
It really does. Entity, they are already placing the vision around the area, around the Roche. They have 2 observer boards, so they understand like what Team Secret wants to do in terms of taking the fight and going for the Roche.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Necro almost has Shard, so that's going to be a good saving tool for Razor. He already has a Ghost Shroud, but still needs to be careful. This hero is very sluggish, like he just doesn't move in a team fight, so you got to be very careful how you position yourself.
And they're going for Roche, and they're going to be doing it at a pretty good time with Samael and his Desolator. It has been spotted out. How long are we looking on the hook shot? 4 seconds, so there could be a potential steal from Fishman. And the Secret know it. They're already stepping out of the pit. Puppy aggressively heading in. I mean, they want to really push back Entity as there's multiple. In fact, we have pretty much 3 heroes that can easily jump into the pit, and Secret know it. It is very risky trying to commit to finish it whilst Entity's alive. So they know that they've got to opt for looking for kills instead. They smoke up, and they'll see if they can catch someone off Entity before they look to finish that Roshan.
Dire are using the scan. It's not going to connect, not going to find anything.
Nature attend us.
So who gets the jump? Katomi scouting things out on the front lines. Secret backing off. They know how difficult it is for them to get the jump themselves. Roshan is low, but as I say, it's a risk to try and go back in and commit for it. And indeed, Secret, they're not going to do that.
Ice drawing on a minimap, going out the lane for push.
Toby's got pretty deep here. He's led in as Chrysalis is going to try and follow up on this one. Taking down Puppy, hook shot across from Fishman, will get held out by the arena. Toby goes down, Fishman taking heavy damage from Ice, but if we ever keep the distance, rolling thunder from Storm comes in, controlling Ice. Chrysalis now will commit for the BKB, takes out the Necrophos. At the moment, it's 2 for 1.
Secret wants to take this fight. Nisha is a bit low on mana, but they know that there is no BKB on Razor, there is no Rolling Thunder, so when they respawn, they're gonna go for it. It's a difficult game for Necro. Like, he just dies. They locked onto him. They were a bit slow in terms of using the dust. I think they didn't have any. Yeah, they just had a sentry there, so he needed to place the sentry, lost a little bit of time, but still got the kill on the Sand King. So pretty much the trade-off of 2 offlaners.
Yeah, we'll see it here.
Yeah, he dropped down sentry.
Unable to take down the Sand King, but not quite able to get much more. And you saw as well, Sumail just was not able to really get involved in the fight at the start there. He knew that already things were going to take a turn for the worse there for Secret, and it was better for them to just cut their losses and keep themselves out of the remainder of the fight.
Pango does have a Blink Dagger as well, so it's going to be much easier for him to lock onto the target. And he is going for different talents. We've seen most of the time Rolling Thunder duration, but he wants to be able to scale. Like, also does have a Maelstrom, so it's a lot of damage. I guess that's why he's going for it. So you want to have Axe like that. Yeah, that's what you're building into.
Nice dodge, Stormer. He's found Puppy, jumped up on the step. Nice Puppy. He'll go down. The question is if they can chase for anything else. Nisha's still watching from the side. Maybe contemplating if they can get back in with an arena from Yapsol, but it's still difficult. With the last few fights, Entity are starting to create a bit of a lead. They're up about 4 or 5k on the gold. Of course, Roshan still stands. For Entity themselves, it's not as easy with their heroes to take Roshan's Secret, so they need to still go for kills. So he's going to lay down the arena. Back up comes Vinicius and goes straight over the wall. The side there from my side will take him down. Sand King out of the fight.
These offlaners, they go in, they just straight up die. When I say offlaner, Mars is not, but you know, he's doing the job of the offlaner pretty much at the moment. Ooh, Sumail.
Yeah, he was going for it there. He was feeling confident with the full back of his reincarnation. I mean, they pushed Entity away. That is Toby gone, so no Sand King for 30 seconds. Maybe that's enough for Sumail to feel that he can get hitting onto the Roche again. They really,
this Roshan, like everyone wants to take it, but they know there's so much scouting coming out. Oh, the big plays!
Puppy over the side, burning the mana of Sumail, and Christmas in with a good link for the forces there will break Sumail away from the Razor. Stormstormer has found the angle to control Puppy up the side. Grab a photo by a little bit of time for Puppy, he'll turn with the live drain, but Christmas easily slaps him down. Now they'll continue to chase on towards side. They're also forward. Christmas commits him with the BKB. Hook shot for Fishman. He's trying to go for more. The rest of the team started to back off. They didn't realize he'd be able to get the catch. Unfortunately for Fishman, that means he will die off the back of that hook shot.
What a play there from Kataomi. He has a Force Staff, so he forced his own Centaur creep to be able to like start the fight. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with the Force. Team Secret also prioritizing Force Staff in the next couple of items because Puppy has one and also Necro's even going for one.
Yeah, as you say, look at that there. Very, very neatly done. A little bit of a way to start the fight. But it definitely seems like, you know, Secret are just sort of hitting a bit of a roadblock. Like, they want to try and take a fight before they can go for Roche. And they don't want to go for Roche before they've got to kill or something. Yeah, each time they're going at Entity, and Entity is dealing with them pretty well in these team fights.
Problem is, they don't have a hero that can kill the Pango. They don't have anything to lock him down once he uses the roll. So they need to be the one initiating and possibly just locking him down. They do have enough burst damage. If they get a good jump with the Storm Spirit into a Spear Reaper site, Pango dies. Like, they don't have anything to save him with. So like, I'm not sure because he's keeping the distance. Stormstormer has been very good at just understanding where he needs to stand. He goes in not as a first, or he's just using the roll into the Blink Dagger so that they can't jump him.
And here we go. Secret, they're going to try again. They're very much sticking to this plan. They need a fight. They need some kills before they can go for the next objective. Now they know that Entity is going to be very prepared for them around this area. So the smoke will wear off, and Secret just not able to find the option to get in onto Entity. Still struggling to sort of break themselves out of this position that Entity seems to be able to hold them in right now.
Middle tower's under attack.
If we can check the heat map of all the heroes in the past like 5+ minutes, it's all gonna be around the Roche pit. Big timing for Entity is going to be this refresher on Razor. He still needs a little bit less than 2,000 gold, but eventually he's going to farm it. Yeah, the heat map bottom, nothing's happening.
No one wants to be down there.
Here or there, but it's all about that Roche. And it's the first Roche. It's not even the second one. Usually people do tend to play like this around the second Roche because it's much more valuable. You do get the shard from it.
Secret. We'll split back up a little bit. Momentarily, ISO pushes out a wave in the mid. Samao looks to get together that BKB so he can have a much better shot of just jumping in, committing on a target without much interrupt at all.
Samao doing an illegal move. He moved to the bottom part of the map for a second. Understood like, we can't play there. There's literally no one there.
Yeah, ISO's heading down into the very lonely territory of that area. Not much going on there at all. We may see another attempt for a fight round. This top spot with the pickup of Samao, BKB. It's online.
2 Force Staffs done. On side of Secret. Necro has one, and also Pugna. So they will need to use 1 Force Staff to break the link on Braid King. He just doesn't feel comfortable playing a fight when Razor locks onto him. Like, he needs to be able to reset, wait for his BKB to go down. It's gonna get difficult because Razor, 500 gold away from Refresher.
That's coming out in very good time here for Crystalis. Let's have a bit of lag here. Just to calm things down a little bit.
Oh, perfect. Look at that. But can you do it twice? Not even close.
What a scrub.
Tango's having a good time. He's having a laugh about it. It's one of the best laughs in the game for sure.
That is a good one. It's got a great voice actor, Pango.
What is happening here? It's the swashbuckle.
That's some anime stuff here. Now, apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for the pause. We'll be getting on our way, hopefully very shortly. And then we'll see how this sort of eternal fight for the Roche continues.
This Roshan is so important. I'm gonna call it. Whoever wins, gets the Aegis from this Roche just wins the game.
I mean, it does feel like, you know, at the moment, the game is stuck in this spot. But yeah, once that Roshan goes down, it will have freed up in favor of one of the teams. Absolutely. So yeah, poor Roche, he's been rather bored for the last 10 minutes or so. No action at all going on in there. It's all outside and around the pit.
Have we ever changed Roche the way he looks? I think once.
Yeah, he gets the Santa hat, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't mean that, but he always looked like that. I think like his icons got upgraded at one point.
I'm sure his model was probably a bit worse in the past, right? Like, they must have done his model up a bit, right, over the years. Because he looks quite nice. He's looking good for himself, Roche.
Yeah, there's no need to change it.
No?
Same goes for Morphling. Like, why would you change something that looks so good?
That's true. That's true. One of the most advanced models in the game, Wolf. Oh, we're missing a player. Oh, it's one of those lag pauses.
Oh, he's definitely checking the router.
Yes, he did. We'll give the benefit.
It's not.
He's resetting the internet. You know, he's gone and told his family to stop downloading films and things, stealing all the internet, and here we go. Be back on and ready to roll, hopefully. If the lag's sorted.
Gotta fix the hair.
Oh, someone else is having a bit of lag.
Camera.
So,
There's a lot of lag.
You know, you gotta reset the router sometime. Yep. So hopefully you ladies and gentlemen aren't lagging at home. And the stream's coming to you nice and silky smooth.
Yeah, use this opportunity to get a snack, get some water, get hydrated. Puppy in the zone.
Yeah, he wants to get back on with it.
Pauses are really annoying in Dota. You like lose the track
most
of everything.
Of the time, it depends on the mood you're in. Now, sometimes maybe you needed the toilet and then someone DCs and pauses and you're like, oh, I can actually take advantage of this pause. But yeah, most of the time you're like, I just want to play.
One of the best things that happened to Dota is that you can't pause at the start of the game. One of my favorite updates in last 10 years, I'd say, for sure.
I don't understand why it happened, but indeed I agree. I like it.
People are abused. Every single game started with the pause.
I'm back on Secret once again in this same spot. Looking to take a fight against Entity before they back off for Roshan. And Entity know they're holding close to the tier 2 tower. There's the pickup. Seb was on the horizon. The refresher orb done for Crystalis.
Like, this has to be a game where heroes are the least farmed, considering the area that they're farming right now. Because this whole bottom part of the map,
like, everybody's there as well, really. I mean, what have we got at the moment for Secret? Ice, he pushed out like one wave top, but other than that, everybody is just holding hands here in Entity's jungle, just looking for some action.
If someone bought Boots of Travel in this game, he would have like 3 times net worth of the other heroes.
Over here now.
A little bit of a break there. Secret, the Nisha splits up, farm a camp.
Boom, there
And now
it goes.
Entity, they're ready to get on the aggressive themselves. They've just got a big pickup, as I say, on Crystalis. They're more than happy to look for a fight, to take a fight against Secret, especially if they're the ones making the jump. Let's see what they can get. Ooh, little bit of an awkward initiation there. But we'll get the job done. Probably will still go down.
Just to get the kill.
And we're going to see Nisha. He tried to go in on the backlines whilst Entity committed all Buffy was used to mount jump in. Over onto Fishman, but Crystalis is immediately on top of him with the static link. So Samel, he's definitely going to be going down the watch. Over to the side. They've caught Ice around the stairs. Samel now with the BKB is able to turn with the second line, take out Crystalis, as Crystalis down for a minute.
Oh, what a jump from Nisha. He understood there is a refresher, but if I jump him first, oh, there's so much damage from this Enchantress with the Pike.
Yapsor trying to step up to chase Stormstormer, very low on the HP. Samel wants to continue to commit. The disarm is there though for Stormstormer. Fishman tries to shot back over, but the Moat Golem's blocking his way. Katsuomi trying to take them on sort of 1 versus 3 over the damage that he has. Quick ball to the side, Poppy trying to escape. Stormstormer jumping back in on minimal HP there. Yapsor's going to try and take the attention of Nisha. He's able to get it. Zips over, and in fact they're going to be able to take down every single member of Entity. Plus 1 as well. That was a dieback from Fishman. So, and finally, the patience from Secret pays off. They get that fight they were looking for. They take down everybody plus more, and now they can finally get that Roshan.
What a jump from Nisha. He understands that Razor used Refresher, so he jumps in before he uses the second BKB and second static link. They connected to some freaking stuns.
Yeah, check it out.
Get a kill. Nisha, yeah, that was pretty big. Nisha, the real Stormstormer in this game.
Yes, he's storming all over the shop here, Nisha. Sped things back up to the pace that he was bringing at the start of this game off the back of the lanes. He'll be rewarded with the Aegis to keep his KDA untouched here. 808.
Level 20. He has that Aegis. Extra seconds on the Vortex. Going for a BKB. Less than 1,000 gold away from it. So once he gets that, he's going to feel very safe coming into these fights. Like, the only thing he needs to be careful about is the hook shot. I don't think they're going to be using it to kill the Storm, especially with the Aegis on him. Yapsor, he does have a Blink Dagger, so the initiation is going to be much easier. He also picked up the Shard before he got his Blink Dagger, so possible 2 people speared. Going for Lens. Very interesting build. I don't mind that, like, this hero consumes mana and also needs some extra cast range, so like different way of building, because he is playing position for Mars in this game.
Absolutely, and sometimes that little extra range can catch you off guard when Arena or Spear catches you a little bit further away than you'd normally expect from a Mars.
Where Dire's top tower
One thing we didn't talk about is Pugna's Ward. Like, this, one of the reasons why hero is so popular, 25% less spell damage. If we're talking about Angle, Clockwork, and Sanctity, it's the fall block. He's
ready to play aggressive here with that Aegis. He's ready to take these fights. Fishman tries to hook shot away, but doesn't even get a chance. He gets taken out before he can pull himself out of the action with the hook.
I think they need Reaper Sight on a bigger target. They can't allow it to use on a Clockwork, who is position 5 in this game. Like, they need to be able to lock down someone. If like, because you're very afraid. They do have enough lockdown and damage to just stun you with the spear, with the Storm Spirit, and even ranking. He does have double damage and the Link Sphere. So it's a male understanding like what needs to be done. They also don't have many abilities that can proc his Lincoln Sphere. So it's either Yule Scepter from Pango, Static Link, Burrow Strike, or Enchant.
Dire's middle tower's under attack.
And a secret. They're going to see if they can catch some of Entity as Entity try to retreat. Stormstormers into the Golden Thunder trying to keep Captain Omi safe. But there's no saving the Enchantress. There's Nisha, godlike now on the Storm Spirit. Now with the chase, maybe even able to look for more. He's still got enough mana to close all over the roller. Stormstorm will be fine. Chrysalis turning with the BKB. Nisha still enough mana to keep himself safe, and of course has that Aegis. In fact, he wants to go back in with the range of the mana. A lot of damage coming in from Stormstormer. Hookshot ball from Fishman, but Puppy is healing up Nisha, making sure that Nisha can get the maximum amount of his first life before he gets forced to lose the Aegis. Nisha, he's fighting hard, he's getting so much done, and even going to be able to take him down the once. I don't think so, he's hiding in the trees. Chrysalis will opt for the TP out, but the timing's there from Yapsor.
Spear. Gaps are very crucial. The Spear first on the Razor. First usage of the BKB from Razor didn't get them anything. Neither did Static Link, so he refreshed and he got speared away. This Etherland's actually really smart from Yapsor, because the Spear connected twice. I don't think it would be able to connect without the extra cast range.
Yeah, these last couple of fights have been very rough for Entity. Secret now up 11k. And sort of, you know, as you said, you know, things speeding up massively. Once they break through that initial hold of the game that Entity had, get that Roshan, things have opened up completely for Secret, and they're now just starting to overrun Entity.
Yeah, Yaps are setting a pretty big kill. That was almost like a solo kill, not enough damage, but Nisha jumps in from far away, gets the jump and gets the kill. So far, they did not kill Storm Spirit a single time.
He's having such a great time, Anisha. It's been a solid showing, and Anisha already on the look for more kills. He'll be ready to zip up to the high ground. Secret pushing in top, pushing in mid. So he'll be ready to see how much they can do on the siege. And Entity, no Stormstormer for 50 seconds. We'll see if they just let the mid tracks go, or if he'll commit with a buyback.
Itemization from Team Secret in this game is pretty top-notch. They have another 4-staff coming onto the Mars. They do have Lotus Orb and Lincoln Spear already loaded up on Necro to pop it, so Razor's not gonna... They understand that most of the damage comes from the Razor, so they just itemize so he can't play the game.
See that Nisha ready to zip in, maybe try and poke out some sort of reaction from BKBs. But 20 seconds left to play with the Aegis. Another poke. Trying to use it, the Aegis to its full extent. We'll see the Reaper side come down to Fishman. It's a dead clock once again, out for 45 seconds. They get the range racks.
ISIS having a really good time, because Clockwork did cause some issues in the laning stage, so he just used Reaper Sight 2 times in a row on him.
Bring pop. Nisha, so using that last bit of time on the Aegis, giving him that mana to zip across the map, maybe set things up to look for that final tier 2 that Entity have standing down there. As Entity, this game only getting more and more difficult with each passing second. 18k down now. You can see there how drastically this has just fell into Secret's favor.
2 minutes until potential Roche spawn. I still feel Secret should take a fight. Like if they get an opening, try to go for it. Yes, you're playing into buybacks. How many buybacks do they have? There's one on Pango, one on Razor, and one on the Enchantress. So potentially 3 buybacks, but you can still reset. As I mentioned, you do have 3-4 staffs, and finally Puppy picks up the Harpy spell.
There we go.
So this is the way to jump.
Oh, Storm. He's got that blink, so we'll be able to put a stop to that sneaky attempt from Yapsa from the low ground. He's going to jump down, and in fact, Fisherman with the wraparound has the hook shot in onto Puppy. Puppy will die. See if they can get more from this. Stormstormer trying to jump forward, but he's now trapped himself with the Colts. We'll be able to blink back out. There's a route to control Samael. Samael losing his first life, and he's trying to commit in, but there's a lot of damage being pumped out from Chrysalis's Razor. So Nisha has to keep the distance. Entity, can they chase more from this? They'll look towards Ice. Stormer staying on target. Ice will go for the TPL.
He does have a stun.
He does indeed. Toby straight back over with the Forest Strike. Ice. He'll fall as well as Entity able to pull together quite a good hold in a defense as they jump outside of the base and catch Secret a little bit by surprise.
It was a refresher usage, so they do have like these 2 BKBs, 2 ultis, and that's when they're strong. Sanking did get a good 2-man barrage strike. So that's why they opened up the fight. Harpy Creep also died. Pretty even in terms of gold that they got from the runes. I wanted to check, you know, we didn't check, but now it comes to my mind, like maybe because everyone was playing top part of the map, there was like, yeah, like 6 bounties there. Breaking hit level 25 and also overwhelming blink. The area of overwhelming blink is just insane. The slow and the duration is 6 seconds. So also his level 25 talent, 2 seconds on the mortal strike. It feels really good to have. I'm not gonna say one of the best talents in the game, but on the hero just feels really good because he can just go in.
And a great item as well there. Gotta love it when you find the Penta edge on these hard-hitting melee heroes. Entity. See what the moves to be now. And they are getting themselves out of the base and are able to do a quick round of their jungle. Try and close in on their next items. Secret. See if they do want to push it, if indeed, as you suggested, they may just wait for the next stages. And we'll see it come up in about just under a couple of minutes. Secret, happy to poke for kills before such an objective here. They'll smoke over and check around this point.
Having overwhelming blink on hero that like wants to go in, he can potentially cancel the blink daggers on Sanking and even Pango.
That's true.
The area is huge.
Now we see that Crystalis having to pop his BKB and TP immediately. We'll see off to the side. Jabsaw is called Fishman in the arena. Spear will miss, but shouldn't be an issue here. And some damage from Samael. Enough to slice Fishman down. Over to the side, Puppy will fall. But Secret, they'll be ready to try and avenge him here. Samael grabs the second kill. Toby with the BKB and Epicenter will turn over towards Ice. They've got good control as well with the Rolling Thunder. Not enough to kill him though. Ice able to get the Ghost Rider and live. The Reaper side momentarily holding back Crystalis. Toby will fall. Ultra kill from Samael. He's looking for some rampages, but Nisha's going to be able to stop him from getting it. Samael, he'll have their fortune to turn towards Kataomi instead perhaps, but no, again, he's getting held back. Toby in once more with the Burrow trying to get brought back for this one. Two of them,
I think
and
that game.
I think it might be multiple heroes dying back there from Entity. That fight should be enough for Secret to at least clean up another set of racks or two. And unless Crystalis can do something completely insane, 1 versus 5, probably the game.
Entity, they need to go in with all their abilities. Like, they're not very good at resetting the fights. They want to use the Refresher, the BKB, Sanking Epicenter, Rolling Thunder, and just make stuff done. But what Team Secret wants to do is that, like, they want this drawn-out fights where they can reset to have Storm Spirit regenerate, Necro with the Spirit Vessel, and the heals. So yeah, they don't have anything in the tank left. The Crystalis, pretty much the lone warrior. Clockwork will join him.
Let's see what they can do. The fortification about to come to an end. It's 2 versus 5 here. Hard to see what they can pull out to try and stop this. They're going to try. Crystalis puts the BKB. Yapsaw jumps in, but he's able to get 4 stars. He'll survive. And now Nisha just comes in on top of the completely with the ball lightning. That'll be it. GG is called. Secret will take this game 1. And honestly, after that point where they get the road finally after a very, very slow sort of hold around that top end of the map, it was, you were bang on. The game was pretty much over from that point. Yeah, very methodically closing this one out.
Team Secret, like they tried to take the Roshan 2 times, but every single time they got out and understand, like, we don't want to give them fight inside the pit with the Clockwork, with the Sanking, and also Pango, because this is where the these heroes want to take the fight, so they just ignore them. Like, they go for pickoffs instead. Both Sumail and Nisha ended up this game with 0 deaths, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is this.
You better pick your hero. 5 seconds. Radiant team ban. Entire team ban. You really gotta pick a...
Everybody's got their coast, but don't look away. Gotta stare 'em down to let them go. I will be the ground beneath your feet, pull you out from underneath. Hold on to me.
Да, всем еще раз здравствуйте. Играет и... Не самый лучший один у нас Monkey King. БС, наверное, топ-2, топ-3. Там где-то еще. Просто герой не самый частый и уникальный, да, поэтому... Третью позицию. Ну, который, кстати, играл на Твиттере.
Radiant team ban.
They kind of have forced Stormer and heroes that he didn't necessarily want to do, because I do think they had
really gotta
the
pick a hero. You
SK
got 10
Sky
seconds
in mind
left.
both times, but the Pango pick kind of denied that. And in
better
this
pick your
case,
hero.
they had
5
to take
seconds.
the DP away, and they have SK and DP now, which are both Toby heroes.
Yeah.
Stormer has played the mid Sand King before, so that is still an option, but
Oh,
he has
dire
yet to play
team
the Death
ban.
Prophet. Similar to the Pango last game, that was his first showing of Pango mid, and it just feels like in this game too, you probably want Stormer on his comfort, as opposed to maybe playing something that he isn't well practiced on.
Yeah, luckily though, for this version, like DP is still a hero that he plays, and Sand King, like you mentioned, he played. I think the Pango was a very left-field one, but at least this time, even though it isn't maybe his DPC showing, it's still heroes that he's at least had some presence on, be it in the pub scene or a sprinkling within competitive. It's not so new as the Pangolier. Ban-wise, Secret really showing a lot of respect to the supports now. We mentioned the Skyriff Mage, of course, pairing with Sand King. Double explosive heroes, always able to assassinate one. And Bane,
10 seconds
you've got to
pick your
respect
hero,
Fishman, one of his best
moron.
heroes, and also very good against Pangolier.
5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine.
Nothing too crazy I like, of course, Entity's ban just really looking at the Keeper Light pairings. They're actually looking more at the position 5 Kotal, enabling the safe lane. With Medusa, you always have mana for Mana Shield, and CK, your stun, your Reality Rift, 0 cooldown basically, so you're always able to pump out double of them in laning phase.
Yeah, they need an answer for this mid Pango, and because Bloodseeker was already covered in the first phase of bans for a potential DP, and now the Pango that they had, really good ban actually. Pick that Bloodseeker out. Really nice like first phase draft coming out of Secret in both games, I think. But they take out the Bane as well, which the Fiend's Grip would have countered. So now basically what you have left to deal with are Winter Wyvern on Katami, which he has played before, or a Grimstroke who nobody on Entity has played. So they might actually end up going the Wyvern route, which I don't really have faith in that hero, but they can't just leave this Pango unchecked. Secret had an approach last game where they kind of didn't really pick anything for the Pangolier, and it worked out fine. But I don't think Entity can get away with doing the same thing, because now the Pango has a Coddle, right? The Pango before did not have this Coddle to enable him in such a way, so this Pango is much more of a threat than a lone Pango.
Yeah, when it comes to comfort in the draft, I think there's one thing you can look at is that Team Secret has not used any of their bonus time yet. Well, Entity really had to think about what position they're in right now with the opening they had. So they are...
yeah.
They're a little bit with their backs against the walls from what it feels like to me anyway.
Yeah, it's because the Keeper Light is just your 5 position here. The fact that there isn't this flexibility. So for Entity, it's like, okay, what are the carries now that you think about? Normally you're just taking away off-lane pairings. They have to think a little bit deeper there. And I was really happy to see the Rubik pick up on Secret, because now you just pair it with any tanky off-lane. You're going to be pretty, it's a very sturdy lane, be it your Centaur or even a Tidehunter. And you're going to have a stable game. You can react to an engagement. Again, we kind of saw it in game 1, Secret. They're unconventional towards what the gist of most top teams do right now. They're very defensive in nature. They might have one player, hero, be pivotal in the early aggression, but often they will push out their lanes, farm up, get a couple bigger ticket items, and then they look to kind of connect the dots, contest that Roshan, or make a big play. And you see with these types of heroes, and then they pick a Viper.
So TA is a little bit of a soft counter to Pango, because once she gets stronger, she can just kill him in the Rolling Thunder with a few hits, right? Especially later on during the game when she's like 4 or 5 slotted. It's hard to kind of get a clean Rolling Thunder off when you're playing against TA. So that can be enough of a means to address him, but it really depends on... I just feel like Pango can do so much in the first 20 minutes of the game, and I don't really think Spirit Breaker is going to stand in the way. I think an alternate route that Entity could be looking to take is just having this DP be play 5 and then pick something like an Invoker for themselves, which should do well in lane versus Viper if they do put it mid. It's probably going to be a Pango, but just generally you can have a combo with the Sand King Burrow Strike with the Cataclysm. You have the Sunstrikes with the Spirit Breaker charge. It is something that they could also do, so I wouldn't be surprised if Secret end up banning this Invoker just to cover their bases.
Also, they could easily just put the Sand King mid, keep the DP as like a 5. It looks like a weaker lane, but it allows Toby to have an off-lane pick where he feels comfortable. Like Enigma comes to mind here, where Secret, even if they have all the farm, you're never going to be able to counter this black hole. We saw it rise in value with Tiger playing it recently on OG. Same thing for Toby. Entity's lineup, it's going to scale nicely. Like, they're going to have no problem going into the late game. Both drafts are going to be able to fight each other quite comfortably. But yeah, that's why I think maybe Entity could do some shenanigans with their heroes just to give Toby that kind of gotcha pick. Like Secret, they're relying on like double ranged offlane here, like Rubik and Viper together, just to like bully down a hero. Doesn't sound like the game winning of solutions.
Enigma seems a little dangerous just because Rubik is already in the pool anyway.
Sure.
So, but that is a route that they could choose to take, because with that BKB block cult, I mean, with the exception of maybe the Spirit Breaker zoning out the Rubik, you could probably get the block off and on the Pango and just get the TA to kill everybody. Maybe. There's a chance here. I still think there's a good shot that they could just go for their Invoker.
For sure. Like, they have, if they do Spirit Breaker Sand King, you just buy boots on... Actually, yeah, they don't have last pick, actually. Probably will just keep Sand King offlane because of that. But yeah, you'll just be pulling waves if Secret do go for a carry that you can't play into.
And ban out Faceless Void and Huskar.
Like, what do you have here? If it's Stormstormer, yeah, like you mentioned, it's Invoker. Bat doesn't feel... Bat's alright, maybe?
You better pick your hero. 5 seconds.
I think it's for Baden. Alright.
Do we like this?
It's mid DP, pos 5 Abaddon. Abaddon helps a lot against his potential Viper offlane.
Or
Shield, take away the poison.
Or mid Sand King, position 3 DP. No?
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds
shenanigans
left to
afoot
pick a
for
hero.
sure in regards to DP Sand King where they're going, but
5
I think the
seconds,
one lane
Morty.
we
It'll
know
be fine.
is going to be TA Abaddon, and that's the fact that Abaddon, very good against Viper, will be able to secure the TA farm.
Not just that though, good against all of Secret's heroes. Really, maybe it felt too valuable to not take in this case because you can dispel Solar Bind, Viper spells, you can dispel the Disarm from Swashbuckle, the minus damage from Fade Bolts, and there's a lot that you can do with Aphotic Shield here. But they just picked PL.
That sounds like a defeated last pick, as in. Is this a great PL game?
It's a good PL game for sure. A very good PL game. There's always a chance that with a TA and a DP lineup, you can snowball and end the game before PL gets strong enough, which is what Entity have to play for 100%. I don't think that they can take this to late game with this PL. So again, similar to last game, they have to play on this really early aggression timing, win their lanes, and just choke Secret out, take the objectives, and kind of force them on the defensive. But I think this PL is going to play a really great game if Entity mess up a couple of times. It's pretty free. Like, who's going to kill him?
We have seen, I think we had a game the other day where it was PL against the same type of heroes.
Yep.
And I think they eventually lost the game because it was just non-stop run at you, and they just never got to that one item advantage that PL wants. But when you have Kotal PL, that naturally will help the farm. I think just the DP, like the lanes just look very good for Entity. I think the main thing here is they struggled game 1 to use an aggressive lineup and to break down the map well enough to stop Secret farming. So I think if you just ignore draft, I think just like kind of macro style, Entity need to just improve a bit to be able to break down Secret, because even if they have the heroes, they struggled to do that in game 1. They could struggle again game 2.
I think also we've seen Entity win every first game that they've played, and because Secret took that first game off of them, I wonder if they feel a little bit too pressured. Maybe they've lost a little bit of confidence. It really does matter with these newer types of teams. It's not something that we comment on usually, so I just feel like this PL is going to overwhelm them.
Well, let's see what's going to happen in the second game of the best of 3 series as we head over to a commentary duo. It is ODPixel and Lacoste.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, get yourselves ready for game 2 here of Secret versus Entity. So Lacoste on the top of the draft. During the draft, you were sort of calling for the PL to come in, and indeed it is that last pick for Secret. Would you sort of agree with what Effie was saying on the panel, that this pick is... It looks kind of spooky for Entity.
It is. It's a free PL game. Yep. One of the reasons why I love it so much is you're playing into Templar Assassin. She doesn't deal well with the illusions like the mana burn. You can double gank her. The gank coming out from the Spirit Breaker. Eventually, you become tanky enough, and there's just not enough lockdown that they can't burst you. And also, your illusions soak up a lot of damage from the Dead Prophet Exorcism, so you're kind of taking away what the Dead Prophet in this game wants to do. Because if you spread the damage, like it's not that much, and they also like don't have good ways of dealing with the Pangolier. There is Spirit Breaker in this game. It's a position 4 Spirit Breaker. I think Pango needs to be a bit more careful playing into Templar Assassin, because she's one of the heroes that can stand her ground and just hit Pangolier during the Rolling Thunder. So that's not going to be the target that he's going for. So he's going to be looking for the backlines most likely. Dead Prophet. Oh, let's see this fight.
We're going to see Crystalist try and go for a bit of a cheeky double meld start there on Samao, but the Doppel Samao
Who's that blowing
quickly
the horn?
step away from that.
Stop blowing that horn.
We'll have on the runes, just a simple 2 for 2. And yeah, sort of overall as well, this Spirit Breaker hero, I feel like, you know, we just don't see a lot of Spirit Breaker now, right? You know, down to the fact that it did get nerfed when it was being picked all the time. Do you still like the hero, or do you feel that it is kind of hard to make work nowadays?
It's a good hero. Like, when you check what the changes were, these, like, a lot of these numbers went down, mana cost went up, but it's still a good hero. Like, in terms of what you want to do, it's still the same thing, it's just a little bit, because he was OP, so you have basically, like, a very well balanced hero in Dota right now. So Team Secret, they are changing things up a little bit, which I really like. They're putting out the Ice on the top lane and also running an aggressive tri lane. This is a very like dangerous tri lane from Team Secret. They do have a Fade Bolt and also Illuminate, so the spam is going to be insane. Like, look at this. They will need to react to this, so most likely Kataomi will need to come down. As Spirit Breaker doesn't provide you with much, a good way of thinking coming up from the team secret. Either they like get the kills and just get that profit to start that she needs. Get the kills on Ice like 2 times, so they make maybe some stacks in the triangle. This is where Spirit Breaker, what he can do. And then play bottom, go for later on rotations, but I don't think Templar Assassin will be able to get much. There's also the kill threat that I mentioned. They don't have like much lockdown until they hit level 2, but still keeping Crystallis away from the creeps is just what they want to do here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can imagine when you sort of opt to play the safe lane TA, an aggressive tri-lane going against you is the last thing you want to sign up for, but unfortunately for Crystallis, that's what he's going to have to live with down here. Of course, the other lanes as well. I mean, the mid, you know, Stormstormer taking up the mid Sand We've seen a few teams being doing this. Did you like this here in the mid position, or is it always something that kind of happens when things haven't gone as planned in a draft?
The last time I've seen him play the hero, he did extremely well. I feel, you know, there are better heroes on the mid lane. They kept things open. Like, there were other possibilities. I don't think they wanted to have, like, stanking on the off lane plus Spirit Breaker. They just feel really weak, so they needed a range hero on the off lane. He can deliver if he's off to a really good start. You just get the items a bit quicker. Ice gets a solo kill.
Yeah.
2 versus 1.
If Toby can take him down in return, chasing with the siphons, should be able to get the trade though.
Yeah, it's much better that Ice dies after what he's just done. He has boots of speed, and he's also bringing some extra regen on the courier. So a bit of a difficult start on the top lane. Let's see where Kataomi decides to go. He is level 2 right now, so has a point in bash and the charge. I'm not sure if they can get a kill. Like, their bottom lane is very defensive. It's just, like, has no kill threat. Crystal is dropping low.
Again, just being held completely back from the creep wave.
It's extremely weak tri-lane.
Yeah.
What entity is trying to run?
Oh yeah, okay, they're going to try and maybe see if they can go for a kill. They'll go with a meltdown and a bash on Yapso, but again, you can see Crystallis really not wanting to commit too hard for the heroes. He'll try and turn his attention back towards the creep wave, see if he can get more out of this one, as so far just the 5 last hits on the safe lane TA.
Last time I checked, she had 4, so she got like 1 CS in a minute and a half.
Yeah, it's slow. It's rough, and just the difference with that tri-lane setup. You see Samael 21 and 12 on the CS.
Yeah, tell me, I don't think he should be playing the tri-lane. He needs to make stuff done on the other lanes, because they're not going to get anything. It's a melee hero playing into 2 range heroes with a lot of nukes, so he needs to be able to get the kill on Ice, or they need to kill Nisha's Bango.
I'll take your tribute.
Looks like he is going to opt to look back down towards bottom, but indeed, as you say, with the way that this lane started, very hard to see any opportunity for Entity to actually get a kill themselves.
Once they hit level 3 on both supports and Secret, it's going to be very difficult. Replenishing the mana. Keeper of the Light already is level 3. Yapsor was the one who didn't get much XP from that, but it's too much damage, too much nukes that they can sustain through.
Well, at least for them, an Entity, they have got the favorable CS on the top lane. Toby getting that bit more from this than Ice. 27 for 6 against the 17 for 2. They'll be hitting that level 6, of course, rather early. And Ice does ever leave the lane, that tower will likely fall quickly.
What they're looking for is that Prophet hitting the level 6 and then charge onto Viper, try to grab a kill.
Mid-matchup, nothing too exciting here, as pretty even on the CS. We'll see. He should go with the Rolling Thunder. He's going to be able to wrap back around and continue to chase Stormstormer. Check that TP over from Yapsor, and you lead the kills.
Yapsor Rubik, if you know. The face of a man. Yes, it's classic.
I'll be happy with that one.
It was a good burrow strike attempt. One of the reasons why Pango is so popular on the mid lane. There's so many cliffs you can bounce off and grab a kill. You hit that level 6. Hatomi completely shut down. He stops the charge.
Why did he stop?
I mean, maybe he was charging something on the top lane.
It's gonna be fine.
Maybe he was baited.
It was
like
a bit of a bait. It was indeed.
Let's call it a bait.
All right, top stuff there from Katomi, getting into the heads of Secret. Got the charge back up, return on the outside. Toby sweeps over, picks up the double kill there. Katomi with the baiting, with the mind games.
Oh, nicely done. And now they're going to transition this into a lot of damage on the mid tower. Cliff is fought. They brought numbers.
Yeah.
Oh man, what?
This is a very good play from Entity. Like, they're not playing the top lane. They're staying away from Viper. And that Prophet, what a hero.
6 minutes.
They just want to remind us daily how broken this hero is when it comes down to Exorcism. Thank you for that.
Great move from Toby. I mean, his start in that top lane, he definitely needs to use this to the team's advantage, open things up a bit, because as we've seen from the bottom half, things are going to need time for this TA to really get the farm that she wants. So trying to go with the Viper strike. Fishmount will look to try and help out. Also, ambitious TP. It's not going to work out there. Ice easily able to stack up the damage and take down Toby.
4 points in poison stack, and now he even has the urn. Dispellable if Abba is close by, but still it's very difficult. Like, when you're playing Abba, like, this hero can't be everywhere on the map, doesn't even have boots, so it's a bit difficult to just match the rotations that everyone else is doing on the map. Sanking does have enough gold to buy boots of travel, but he's not committing, so it seems like he wants to be able to pick up the Blank Dagger before. Has a point in the epicenter, and then they will try to grab a kill.
Bottom lane, Samel continuing to get complete free farm on this point of the map. We'll see where Toby looks to make his next move with the next Exorcism. As that's the real power that Entity can look to fight around at this stage. 20 seconds, he'll be back up. Over towards the mid, Nisha. He's going to go for the solo kill. Spots out Kataomi, but oh! Little off with the swashbuckle. He knows that. I mean, he was so close to having that kill, but just overestimating the reach that he'd have with that swashbuckle as he tried to escape.
Like, there was no real threat. He's coming top. Never mind. We'll talk about it later. Fishman, dropping low, has a Photic shield. Let's see what Nisha can find.
Nah, he should get this one right. There we go. Making up for the missed swashbuckle in mid, as he'll be able to catch Fishman before the TP's off in success.
If he wanted, when he missed that, he could have used haste and go for the kill.
He could have gone back in there if he wanted to. On top lane, Nisha will be able to get away from the ghosts. They have been summoned. Toby's still trying to see if he can chase in on this, but SSI's is going to be back in the lane, and with 4 heroes here.
SSI's refills the bottle, give him an urn charge, give him the tango, give him everything so he's back to full HP.
And we'll see here. I mean,
bonk.
And it's very much, you know, Nisha, an attempt to the old cool guys don't look at explosions, but you got to make sure that explosion hits when you're trying to back out and look stylish.
You actually don't. I was watching Stormstormer, his point of view when he was playing Invoker, and he uses Sunstrike, and he doesn't look at it. Like, he just pops Sunstrike and comes back to the mid lane.
Shame we didn't get any Invoker this series. Very fun here. And hands are both of these mids, actually. Oh, so far, 10 minutes, 4-4. It's very close. Things are balanced out across the map, really. You know, for sort of losses that were suffered for Entity on the bottom side. Things have definitely been made up elsewhere. And Chrysalis able to start catching up now. He's sitting onto the jungle, and at this stage, only being 500 gold behind that of the net worth of Samel is really not bad at all, considering how tough and slow of a start that this TA had in the lane.
It's not. Eventually, she's going to move to the triangle. Yep. That's going to be a bit of safer area for her to farm up. There are a couple of ancient stacks being made. Sanking for now, getting the big camps. As a Blink Dagger, we still haven't seen the Epi.
Double damage.
Oh, they're very much looking for something down here, Secret. with the smoke. As you said, indeed, Stormer, he's smoked up himself solo to try and get the jump on top. See which side of the map we get the jump first. Will be the top. Straight in. There's just be Puppy going down. The bigger loss would be Crystalis if Nisha's able to get his hands on it. He's rolling over, but the mass TPs are coming in from Entity. So Nisha won't be able to find anything with this move.
The good old just kidding roll, where you see them TP and then you get out.
Samel thought he used the doppel. So he's got nothing to escape with there. Easily gets run down and nothing Secret could do to save him. So not only able to keep everybody alive with those TPs, they just simply walk down the PL and Samel can't get out.
Samel wanted to take that fight. He does have a good blade, pretty good timing, but they're still gonna defend this stuff. You have a stolen
That's a nice steal in it, yeah. They'll be able to try and hold back this push from Toby and maybe look towards setting something up with that stolen exorcism.
He runs down the mid lane. He wants to be able to take the tower.
Yeah. Here we go, straight towards mid he goes. Yeah, wants these objectives. We'll see Nisha grab the creep wave, get in position. And see if Secret can make something work with this exorcism.
Because Yapster attacked the sentry ward from the low ground, they knew that there is a high ground ward, so kind of revealed it. Tomi running away. Pretty standard stuff on the Spirit Breaker. He's been involved a lot of the kills, but doesn't have much net worth nor the last hits. Has a phase boots and wind blaze going into Shadow Blade. Pretty standard stuff, I would say. But struggling a little bit to like find some levels, find the farm on the map. This is what the Shiro is just not good at, unless you're playing it as a core.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant just
nearly have that second defusal done here for the team. Samel already having his earlier. Nisha finishing his right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Crystalis, Dragon Lance straight into the Deso. Of course, and already trying to maybe push down the tier 1 top.
Way to go.
Bottom lane, Yapsor. He'll get the tower that he's hunting for with those stolen ghosts, as he'll take out the tier 1 bottom.
He was waiting for people to show to see where he can use this exorcism.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Get into trades Entity. Again, sort of similar to last game, we did see Entity being able to match the sort of the opening from Secret. And really all began to collapse around that 25-minute mark or so. As see Fishman step up into the jungle. He's going to get chased down. He is holding on to a skill point, so can drop the borrowed time if he wants to, and there we have it. He'll put a point into it. A little bit longer, but he should still end up going down. Actually, another Aphotic Shield. Oh, and a missed swashbuckle. Okay, Fishman, he's actually going to live. He's able to walk out in time. The rest of Secret didn't want to try and commit onto him after borrowed time. And because of the threat of Entity waiting behind him and looking to maybe re-engage, as Toby very close to having the ghost back online, as well as a completed BKB.
Even if swashbuckle hits, they don't get the kill there, so continues to farm up on the Pango. It's a relatively greedy build on side of Secret, like whole lineup where they... Ooh, Stormer getting found.
Shivice has got enough damage on his own to do this. No, he's not quite. So Stormer is out. The rest of Secret are coming over. I mean, if Stormer shows again, he may be in trouble. He's a little low at the moment. And he knows it. Pulling back here, making sure to not show too deep into the lane.
Rubik has stolen Aphotic Shield. This is probably going to be the spell that he just wants to have. The other two good spells are going to be Sandstorm and the Burrow Strike, but mostly looking forward to see him have the Aphotic Shield in the fights to be able to counter-initiate when Spirit Breaker goes in. Same goes for the Sanking. Buy a little bit more time, because they don't have a hero that has any kind of save on their side, so definitely much better keep at this point of the game. He even has Shard queued up as his next item on Rubik's.
All right.
That means that he's going to be able to push people out of any kind of trouble. He can use it on himself as well. Very underrated Shard in my opinion.
Nice. Very much on the hunt for Stormer. Doesn't want to let him have any sort of space down here in his jungle. With the BKB on Toby, Entity Could look to try and group up for another tier 2. And of course, there's always the potential for Roshan, especially when that Deso's done on Chrysalis. Between him and the Death Prophet, they can take it down very, very quickly.
That's the timing that they're looking for. To have Death Prophet level 12, Exorcism do go from 8 to 16 spirits, kind of double the value, and does have a BKB at the moment, so they will definitely try to go for a fight. Even if, like, they don't even need to just go in and straight up fight. They can see Team Secret's heroes and just run with those two inside the pit and force stake it. Secret does have vision around the Roche pit. They also have... Oh, that's not their trap. Never mind. I thought the Rubik stole the trap, but it's Templar Assassin's trap. Puppy, he always finds the farm on Keeper of the Light. He's extremely greedy. I want to see them utilize this Keeper of the Light combo with the Pangolier. There we go.
Oh, they'll go for a Fishman here with things being relatively slow. They'll look to commit with the Rolling Thunder, but not enough damage or control there. So even with the ult used, Fishman, he'll easily be able to walk away. And Chrysalis actually going to start poking at Roche. Now that he knows the Rolling Thunder's been used, he feels confident to go for this, especially with the extra force of the ghosts from Toby.
Let's see how Secret approaches this. If they want to poke from the distance, try to deal some damage with the Swashbuckle, Illuminate.
I mean, look at this mid-move here. That Stormstormer ready with the jump. Not only getting the space for Roshan, but also picking up a kill on Puppy outside of it. So at the end of the day, that use of the Rolling Thunder to try and go for Fishman means that Secret's left exposed and open for Entity to just walk into Roche and get themselves Aegis.
It might come down to, you know, I haven't seen Nisha play a lot of Pango, so it could come down to that where, you know, just needs a bit more practice, and also him using the Rolling Thunder just gives Entity a free Roche. That's their team fight, at least for now, until Phantom Lancer comes online. And he is farming, he is up there with the Death Prophet, about to finish his Manta style to be able to get rid of the silences. Look at only thinking about doing it.
Guy was getting a little low though. Nisha jumps back in. They take down Kataomi. Fishman goes for the TP out. There's nothing to stop it, so he'll escape. He can chase anything else. Nisha got the Rolling Thunder ready to go. He's going to look for Chrysalis. See if they can take this man down twice. There'll be a buyback from Kataomi. Chrysalis will try and turn, but another drive-by from Nisha. Catches him with the stun. Secret now starting to back off with the ult used. They don't want to look for a fight anymore.
Buying time, grabbing a kill on Spirit Breaker, more than enough. So they know next time they kill him, he's not going to be able to come back into the fight, and also just buying time for Phantom Lancer. I don't think they feel too comfortable just going in and fighting straight up 5 versus 5 when Exorcism is up. There's still 40 seconds, so if they can like find any opening, that'd be good, but fighting into Aegis as well with Templar Assassin might be a bit too difficult at the moment.
Damage.
We'll see how they're able to wait it out and how much space they can continue to give Smail. So he could very much be, as you say, ready to take this one slow.
Radiant's middle tower.
Speaking of slow, he's at 0, 1, and 0 at the moment.
He doesn't want to be in the action, and he's not found any, not had any apart from that one death. Just enjoying life, hitting the creeps, hitting that gold, Manta style done. Now he's going to be even more hard to catch if Entity are able to set up any sort of movements towards his position.
Rubik did go for the shard before he finished the Ether Lens. So committing fully, being able to save people when they get jumped on. And we've seen Pangolier in these fights. Something that I mentioned is he doesn't feel too comfortable. Never mind.
Oh, good job for Stormstormer. Straight away onto white side. Doesn't stand a chance. Immediately taken down. We'll see Nisha go with a Rolling Thunder. Kataomi trying to control him with the ultimate. A body shield from Fishman keeping Kataomi safe. As Entity could keep their distance, Secret they'll back off. They lose Ice. They don't want to try and take a fight without him. They'll stay away.
Pangolier using the Rolling Thunder near Exorcism and also Templar Assassin, it's a bit difficult. Like, you do have decent amount of armor, but if Deso hits you, you're in a lot of trouble. Like, you just don't want to get too close. But I think in this game he doesn't have like the clear target to go for unless the BKBs are down, because he can't solo kill the Sanking. There's no real follow-up that they can throw into. So what Secret wants to do is just get in and out of the fights multiple times, possibly bait an exo and get out of it. Rely on this blast to hit multiple targets. The same goes for the Fate Bolt and whatever Rubik steals for now. Doesn't have a spell. Last spell that he's stolen was the Crypt Swarm to be able to push out the waves.
Still got what, 1 minute left on the Aegis.
Denied. Oh.
They could try and force a tier 2. We've seen, you know, around the Ghost how hard it is for Secret to fight into Entity. Then again, it could already be at the stage where at a tier 2 push, Sumail might just be ready to turn up and fight. And I think that's something that is in the back of Entity's minds and why they're not going too crazy with this Aegis. They do respect the fact that Sumail, he is pretty big, and if he turns up, they could struggle with him.
He is. He's not tanky enough yet to be able to comfortably go into a fight and get out, because they can burst him. Like Sanking can potentially solo burst him once he finishes the E-Blade. I see Lincoln Sphere on Phantom Lancer. That's a good way of protection against Spirit Breaker and also Sanking to have like something else. So it's, in terms of itemization, I do like it, but your next item, like Lincoln's doesn't make you as tanky as, let's say, Scotty or Hart. This is a real good Scotty game because you're playing into Dead Prophet and Templar Assassin, 2 range cores, so a lot of value coming from it. Oh, Entity. Aegis expires and they smoke. This is something that you would not expect.
No, it does fall in line with the timings with that BKB pickup on Chrysalis and the E-Blade on Stormstormer. So wanting to try and burst, indeed as you say, ideally Sumail, that's the one they want to try and get with this jumper Stormstormer. And he is in a bit of a dangerous spot, just outside the range of the scan, but he's going to walk into it. So Entity know that somebody's up here. Question is if they want to walk that deep into the triangle, and again, it doesn't look like it. Entity being very slow with the moves that they bring, which could lead to their downfall if the game goes on.
Maybe this was one of those smokes where they expect Team Secret to smoke into them because the Aegis just expired. They want to take the fight, so they smoked behind the Dead Prophet, use the scan, and they're going to go in again.
Okay, second smoke. See if they can make this one connect. And Puppy, not really the target that they'd hoped for, but it will be the target that they take. It's Puppy going down. Ideally, they want much more than that. But hard to go for it. Now with the smokes used and Secret holding the high ground, and Secret smoked up themselves.
Double BKB is ready on side of Entity.
Oh, Nisha. Now he's going to try and go in upon them. They have got the catch. And the lockdown, no, not quite. Toby is able to get the BKB off just in time before Nisha comes back across with the Rolling Thunder. So he'll live and will manage to walk away. But that, BKB down on the DP. See if they can do much with that. Katomi turning up with the Shadow Blade. Tries to get him with the charge, but the blink out's already in place, so won't get the lockdown.
We haven't seen the impactful Rolling Thunder yet. They try to go on Abba a couple of times, but it's not easy for him. It's not a
it's a half
Pango game that he can just not care about anything. There is Spirit Breaker, ulti, Dead Prophet Exorcism that we mentioned, and also Templar Assassin popping a BKB and just hitting him. And he doesn't like that.
And we're seeing as the minutes pass as well, Ice falling a bit behind in gold, and I can't imagine things are going to be easier for him, right? As a Viper, the game's slowing down. Whilst the Sumail's impact and strength will certainly peak as the game moves on, is it still hard nowadays as a Viper to scale as much as you want to, or is there some good potential still for Ice here?
I think he's in an okay spot considering how everything went. They did sacrifice his farm. They put him on the top lane against the 2 heroes, and he's itemizing for the team, just getting a BKB because they don't have the real front line. So he's gonna be that guy, and also building into Heaven's Halberd to be able to disable Templar Assassin. Big deal.
Katomi, he finds a Sumail PL trying to TP out of the bottom lane. See if Samel can dance out of this with Doppelganger. He can't. Storm's able to catch him with the ball strike. Very nice find there from Katomi as he checks in the tree line and finds Samel.
Rubik tried to go for the telekinesis play with the shard. Not very effective. They already locked him down. It's a difficult one. Like now playing into Spirit Breaker that actually has an item as this Shadow Blade, so he can go on the side lanes and go for the pickoffs. They're itemizing against it. We've seen one Lincoln Sphere finished on Pango mid lane. This is a big kill if they can get it.
Yeah, they do. They do indeed. Storm will go down. Chrysalis and Fishman seeing if they can run back into it, but they won't chase.
Oh boy,
so able to get that catch around the mid. Stormer not able to escape that permanent back-to-back stun that Nisha's able to pull off.
Mid tower extremely low. Nisha will be able to finish it off, but seems like he doesn't want to risk it. At least for now.
See if he goes in for the money.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Oh man, let's get up on out of here because Radiant just fortified their structures.
Ah, there we go. Easy money. Easy money for Nisha.
Looking at the talents on Pango, picking up the mana region talent when you have Keeper of the Light going for mana boots and Lincolns is a bit too much mana. The other talent is okay, that allows you to like get out of the trouble and connect your swashbuckle / mana burn much easier. Going into Basher next, so there's going to be a lot of control coming out from the team's secret, but what they want to do is just like go in and out multiple times out of the fight. Like they can't just fully commit and lock onto the target unless they use a Pango roll. Like that's their only ability that allows them to go in. Isha getting pinged. Seems like he might be in trouble.
See if they find him. He's hiding in the trees. He's going to opt to roll actually in aggressively. He's got the jump on Stormer. Now Stormer will get healed up. He's able to E-blade himself, roll up to the side. First up, and Nisha chases him down with Thunder. There'll be immediate buyback in response there from Stormer. Entity, they want to try and take this fight. They're staying on top of Samel. The sides are there. Samel, he gets bashed. He's just dead. Samel will die very, very quickly there as Entity get on top of him. And now the rest of Secret have to run. They've lost their PL. They've used the Rolling Thunder. They've got no more fight to be had.
Roshan is alive. They still have like 15-ish seconds left on the Dead Prophet ulti. So this is going to be another freebie for Entity. I'm not sure if Team Secret wants to commit. Like Phantom Laser, he doesn't have a buyback.
No, Samel
they can poke.
Let's have a look. Can they get any sort of jump into the pit? It's getting low, Roshan. They'll be trying to hold them on to side. Captain is not committing in, giving the space for Chrysalis to finish off the rush. And he's able to do it. Get that Aegis and Roche kill secured. Chrysalis takes it all.
Having this shard is going to be pretty big. Another way of silencing not just the backlines, but also Phantom Lancer. We've seen Samel struggle once he decides to go in. Like how...
Yeah, I mean, when does that sort of change for him? I mean, indeed, as you say, when they get on top of him, he's still dying so quickly in these team fights.
I think he needs to save the Manta style just for the silence. Once Dead Prophet uses the silence, that's his way out. Maybe he was relying on Rubik to lift him. I didn't see where Rubik was. My camera was a little bit further to the south. Was watching where Sanking died and how he's gonna come back into the fight.
Drugged? Is he on drugs?
Oh, well, now with the Aegis on Chrysalis again. Definitely going to mean that Secret, once more, have to be careful about the fights they pick, even with Samel in the position that he is at this stage. Almost feels like he needs to just get that next item done before he turns up to 5-on-5. He's going for that heart next. Will give him that extra bit of survivability against this insane amount of damage that Entity can focus down on a single target.
It's still a long time until he gets his heart. Maybe he changes his mind. We'll see which item he decides to go for.
I mean, what would...
I don't think he can afford to get, like... Because he decided to go for Lincoln Sphere.
Yes.
Scotty, a lot of value. Not sure if he wants to get, like, Scotty, Heart, and Lincoln Sphere. That just sounds a bit too defensive. So we'll have to see. I'd still prefer if this is Scotty. It's not going to give him as much tankiness, but overall in the game, Scotty feels much better playing into 2 range cores. And also the healing from Abba, healing coming out from the Dead Prophet Spirit Siphon.
Oh, without a doubt, you know, definitely one of the more passive series really we've had for game 1 in the beginning, and this game 2 only 12-7, 31 minutes in.
One of the reasons why he's also not as tanky, if you look at his talents, the right talents on PL, it gives you 450 HP in total if you go for 10 and 15. But he decided to go for Spirit Lens cooldown and the extra agi from the Phantom Rush.
He's getting very close to that Reaver Gold, so you know we'll see if he spends up or opts to change it. But no, he's committing. He's going to commit for the heart here, Smell. Entity again looking for these smoke moves, and Yapsor will very easily receive that swift death that they deliver.
A bit of an overkill there. He just straight up dies. I don't think Epi was needed, but sometimes you don't know what's behind him.
Invisibility.
High ground is being pinged out, so they know where the ward is.
Well, Entity, I think they could certainly go for this tier 2, and if anything's to go by in the last 15 minutes or so, probably unlikely that Secret do much about it. They'll probably just allow the tier 2 to go.
Secret again in a spot where they don't feel comfortable playing into Aegis, so they will postpone any fights that they can. There is Heaven's Halberd done on Viper and also Plate Mail, so he's itemizing against both of the cores. They know it's heavy physical damage, so I want to have extra armor, I want to have a miss chance, and also disarm against the Templar Assassin.
How long left have we got on that? We've got what? Just under a minute now. Ooh, Chrysalis. Going for Nisha very aggressively here. You know, Chrysalis, he's had enough of the peace and quiet. He wants some action. He'll get it. That is the Aegis gone.
Viper Strike is available, but they don't want to commit. Rolling Thunder already used. It's time to go back.
Well, so Aegis gone, but it was about to time out anyway.
Poppy bought the gem. Pangolier is the one holding it, so they want to get rid of all these sentries, wards, and also traps. Traps, when they do have silence, you gotta be careful how you get to those. Because Pango, he doesn't have a way of dispelling things at the moment, so if he gets caught by a trap, he might just die.
Oh, look at this Storm. Ooh, he tries to go, but already he was recalled out of there. So
very nice read.
Nobody to find with that epi. Again, Secret just avoiding any action that Entity's trying to bring them, and honestly, it's not that much. A very chill game here from both sides for now. But again, as we saw in game 1, things did start to drastically fall in one team's favor after things, you know, sort of the action picks up again. And I think that's what both teams are a little scared about here in this situation. Nobody wants to lose the next team fight, as it will almost certainly be Roche falling into the enemy's hands, and probably quite a severe push towards their base as well.
Sumail does have a big item, that heart finally kicking in. 3.5k HP on PL and the illusions. Those illusions are going to soak up some of the damage from the Dead Prophet ulti. We didn't talk too much about the Dead Prophet. She is going for the backline jump type of a build with the Blink Dagger and Shiva providing the vision and then choosing the target that she wants to lock onto.
We've got Ags going for next on Kataomi. Just waiting in the trees, looking for a chance to maybe jump as Secret shows, but Secret grouped up here on their half of the map. See if they have the intention to make a smoke move themselves. And we'll be into all the ults of Entity though. So, again, Secret in a position where I don't think they're really going to look for much action themselves. They're just going to continue to sit back, stay on their half of the map.
Sanking is getting close to his level 25. That's a big, big talent. 40% Sandstorm, slow and blind, combined with the 15 level Sandstorm radius. So you just can't stand in that. It's a bit too much.
We have.
I mean, it's really a no-brainer. If you look at Sanking's talents, the +5 epicenter plus, it's like, what? That's not a level 25 talent.
Oh, Nisha. And he's going to jump up on the high ground. He's going to roll his way out of this one because Katsuomi's charging towards the turret, and Crystal is able to pull pretty much one shot on Puppy. Takes down the keeper of the light. Ice has just been completely bailed on as Secret back off. And we're very much seeing there exactly what Secret has been so scared of at this stage of the game. They've really been holding back. Because when they turn up, as we're seeing, yeah, Chrysalis, he will jump in, a one-shot. A lot of these heroes, even some of the cores, it's just very hard for Secret to take these team fights.
It is. Puppy instantly queues up Ghost Scepter.
That's not a surprise there. He's actually DC'd, he got hit that hard by Crystalis's crit. Well, not crit, just the straight up physical damage. Actually, no, it was crit, right? He's got the Daedalus. Yeah, he's got his Daedalus. Was going for that Swift Blink. Crystalis packing quite the punch. And just, yeah, you know, Secret, they moved into Entity's half of the map, but not able to set up anything themselves. A bit of an awkward start as Nisha tries to get a bit of vision control. Then, of course, having to be forced to use the ult to escape. And indeed, without that, Secret, they just don't have anything to really fight around. No sort of big spell or ability to start the team fight off with. They have to retreat.
It's basically the Rolling Thunder. That's their team fight ability.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't feel as, you know, as would like to feel as a Pangolier jumping onto the heroes. Abba doesn't die. You can't connect your stuns onto Spirit Breaker because he does have a status resistance. If they pop the BKBs, I'm gonna say wasted, but you used a lot of your Rolling Thunder duration just to get that off, and it doesn't feel great. Like your supports don't provide you with much in terms of like there is some lockdown, there is potentially a save, but when they jump these heroes, they just straight up die.
Obviously, build-wise for Samel, he's going for the Basher, so he can have that little bit of control. And we'll be looking to scale it up completely into the Abyssal Blade. Quick charge up from Katsuomi. Nisha is going to be able to catch him. They'll punish him there for that one, but Stormstormer may be looking to start the fight. As he jumps in, Sandstorm's laid down. Secret, they don't want to fight through it. They'll settle with just the kill on Katsuomi and won't commit for more.
He finished off his Aghanim Scepter on Spirit Breaker, so lower cooldown on the charge and also piercing the magic immunity, so he could potentially stun the Pangolier as well. He found the farm. That's what matters. Like right now, he has Shadow Blade, he does have Aghanim Scepter and also holding onto the Spider Legs. It's very important that Spirit Breaker doesn't die for Entity. Like, they definitely want to use his charge multiple times. 7-second cooldown ability right now. Shiva's Guard down on Pango, so that will also reduce some of the healing and also provide vision. They definitely need to pick up those armor items. We see also Ice trying to farm up AC for the team.
Still the pressure. Secret. I'm going to look to try and force Roshan. At 15 seconds, no Katsuomi Spirit Breaker, but the rest of Entity probably down to fight regardless. Indeed, as soon as Toby shows himself, Secret know they're sticking around for Roche. It's very hard trying to do it against this BKB refresher exorcism. Stormstormer also dancing around the pit, stepping in and out. Now, not Rakatomi back up. They're definitely
not moving. Little Puppy.
Get charged. That's Puppy gone. Jump over to the side. Stormstormer clicks him with the BKB. Nisha gets the rolling thunder off, but look at this physical damage. Now for Crystal, as Nisha just has to roll away from the fight. Sumail looking for a target. He'll turn over towards the death probably, but has they got the damage? Refresher pop. Toby another BKB. Tries to survive with the Siphon, but Sumail is able to bring him down. They're taking out the DP. Crystal is causing issues on the back line. Burrow strike comes in. Yaps.
Oh, the mana.
The bash is there for Sumail. Sumail, he's locking them down one by one. Double kill for Sumail. Multiple buybacks coming out. Ice buys back for Secret. We'll have a couple of buybacks coming out from Entity.
Yeah, it seems like there's some kind of an issue. Everyone is lagging. I felt it. I felt it on this laptop as well.
All right, everybody going for a quick DC. But I think we did see definitely there finally a fight where Sumail was just able to get stuck in as the carry.
And something that we mentioned, Pangolin, he needs to stay away. Like, you see how much damage he takes, and they do bait the BKBs, and finally, as you said, Sumail going in and actually manages to take down the Dead Prophet. Templar Assassin was disarmed, and she was also broken by Viper, so a couple of things that she doesn't like to have in these fights, and finally, PL takes over, and game is still paused. People are reconnecting.
But without a doubt, we very much saw there, as you say, sort of why things can be rather tough for a TA, especially carry TA down the line against a farm PL. Now, if they're able to replicate that situation, Secret in the future fights, and very likely that Sumail will always have the upper hand when he's able to get on top of Crystalis.
Also, Sumail in the fight, deciding what he wants to buy next. At the moment, I saw him having Ether Lens, but right now, going for the full Diffusal Blade to be able to lock them down during the BKB. I think that's definitely what they need. And also, Rubik with the Stolen Burrow Strike. Yapsor, I think this is a spell that he needs to have. It's a bit difficult to execute because you're putting yourself in a spot where you're most likely gonna die if you just go in immediately, but he does have a buyback.
Now, of course, the big thing after that fight is that Roshan still survives. He's still alive. Both teams without a huge element of their team fight. Secret down Nisha, Entity down Toby. It's just the Roche with that Agonix. Sumail is going to find the confidence to get in and look to finish this. See if Entity's able to make any sort of jump to contest, as it's getting very, very low. See if they can time anything here. Yapsor is able to hold the back. Stormstormer's already in on the pit. Roshan got it. He's able to steal the Aegis. Stormstormer. He picks it up in time. As that's open for the BKB, Stormstormer turns with the burst strike back up north. Puppy sits the ball to the side, but he's down. As now, Entity, they can get a bit of a cleanup here. Charge over towards Ice. They'll take out the Viper as well.
This is big. This is the game-winning move. Not just the Aegis, he also stole the Aghanims.
Oh, and yeah, Abaddon getting it as well. This Aghanims, it's actually pretty insane, right? Yeah, in the fights, you get these mist coils popping off everywhere. Suddenly, you're not able to finish these kills that you think you're going to get.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, you also have the level 20 talent with Abba, -8 seconds on borrowed time. Let's see. Kateomi going in, stunning them so they couldn't pick it up. I think Kateomi picked up the cheese.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
They get everything.
The Templar Assassin.
They didn't get the kill, but they get all the pickups.
Oh no, they didn't get the kill.
Oh no. But indeed, a fantastic jump there from Stormstormer, setting up a big steal and getting themselves back in the lead here in this game.
Dire's top tower is under
Pangolin
attack.
hit level 20, thinking about what he needs. I feel like it's a Rolling Thunder cooldown to be able to get it twice in a fight. Also has a Witch Bane, so that's one way of dispelling things on himself or an ally. That's his way of dealing with the traps.
High ground push time. Cheese has been passed over to Crystalis. Of course, Stormstormer, man with the Aegis, ready for the next move. Secret, they'll have Ice back up in 30. Looks like Entity not feeling that they need to be in any sort of rush themselves. Sumail still after the back of that fight, did have the money to finish that Abyssal, and actually going to go back for the Octarine next to close his build-up.
It's very annoying. Might change his mind. I think getting something like Butterfly might also be an option, just to have a bit more damage, because they're putting a lot of eggs in the same basket. Both Pangolier and Viper are itemizing for the team. Like, don't get me wrong, they're gonna scale. I see Heaven's Halberd as well on the Pangolier. It seems like they want to be able to deal with Templar Assassin. Even Spirit Breaker, like sometimes he's very annoying to be able to get those bashes out. And have an extra bit of status resistance and the mischance always works well, but maybe a different item build. Maybe if they just commit into scaling items like full Abyssal Blade and... okay, Pango's going for Abyssal now.
Bottom lane, I've got the creeps on them for the tier 2, so Entity able to take out these outer towers. Still with these few minutes that they can look to push towards the high ground. See if they feel strong enough to do so. Entity, with Chrysalis on the front, quick applauding, will break Chrysalis out of any chance of being thrown into the base. In the mid, Stormer. Close the gap. And that looks to be a pretty dead... Oh, maybe with the BKB come in. No, Katomi's in with the ultimate. Knocks him back. That guy's gone for 90 seconds. His buyback's still on cooldown for 3 minutes. And with the ghost out, no Viper for the defense. This may be Entity's chance to threaten the base of Secret.
They do have a refresher on Dead Prophet, so if they want to commit again, they could do it. The Dead Prophet also about the crack level 25. Needs literally 1 CS to get there. Pops the BKB, pops the refresher.
They're ready to go. Ready to go in. Stepped outside of the base. As Yapsor, he's dead. The remaining 3 of Secret having to get themselves away from Entity. They do not want to be taking any fight outside of their high ground. Stormstormer, he's ready to bring it to them on the high ground as he jumps in with the burrow strike. Sumail, we're bailed out by the glimmer and the force. Approaching the base here, Entity. Secret, can they push them back? Looks like the spam will be enough. Entity, they will retreat and they'll look to push another day.
Sandstorm Stormer causing a lot of trouble with his slow talent and the mischance. Like sitting in, it's a huge area. Difficult to just get close to him. Finally, Aegis expires. He's the one also buying the refresher. Okay,
all right. I mean, that sort of Sandstorm element alone, is that not really enough to sort of force you to go for some sort of True Strike or BKB as the PL? Or do you always feel that you can just deal with the fact that many of your hits are missing?
He might need it. I think he might need either MKB or to have a Bloodthorn.
Yeah.
Just lock onto a target with the Abyssal Blade and try to kill it.
The Aegis has now gone, and honestly, if this game has been anything to go by, we might see things calm down even more once again. As a Secret, do they really want to try and find a fight here? They are stepping out of the base. Storm's looking to get ready to jump. They've got the charge over on Sumail. Sumail is getting out of the position from Rubik. Is able to tear him off to the side. It's going to be enough for Sumail to get away from this fight that Entity tried to bring to it. Nisha is keeping them held back, but with the Rolling Thunder coming to an end, probably don't want to look for anything more here, Secret, as they'll be just very glad that they were able to keep Sumail alive there, as he got very close to being taken down.
He was close. Rubik now with the finished Aghanim Scepter. He is the Sand-King. He's the Sand-King himself. Has a Sandstorm and the Epicenter. They still do have Aegis on Pango, so getting rid of any kind of vision, any traps that are placed in their base. What did I say? Aegis? Did I? Gem.
Don't worry. I feel like we're all maybe losing it a little bit because it's one of those games where not a lot's happening, especially from the secret side of things. Only 11 kills here, 48 minutes in from them. They are taking it slow. We'll see if that pays off in the long run, but they're quite a bit behind now. 19k down against Entity. And here we go. They'll look for some action now. They'll try and make use of this timing, but there is no Aegis on Entity. See if they can get the jump themselves. But Stormstormer, he's quick to initiate. He's straight over towards them. See a Vista Blade come in, but again with the Sandstorm already off, Samel just can't really commit. He's not able to hit the target. We'll see a TP He's out. Leisha's in on the pack lines with the stun. There's just not enough damage from it. They've lost their 2 support secrets. Puppy will buy back, charge over from Katomi, over towards the Pangos. Nisha does get denied by a neutral creep. It's still not going to feel good. He's dead for 100 and might have to consider buying back. Stormstorm, he tries to go for more. Again, as soon as the Sandstorm's down, he knows that he's safe. Samael can't turn and try and punch into him. It's just not going to work.
They also lost the gem, so that's a pretty big deal. Pango did a really good Rolling Thunder into Shield Crash, connecting on multiple people, but there's not enough follow-up damage. I think him and Phantom Lancer need to be able to play together, try to lock onto the target. I mean, there's a lot of issues. Like, everyone's super survivable on the side of Entity. Yeah. You have this Abaddon with the Aghanims on top of that, so even if they feel like they're getting a good jump, he's gonna pop the ulti and shoot those coils.
Yeah, having that sort of dispel as well, it's going to make things tricky, even with the pickup that Samel's now got. He's got that Bloodthorn, but of course still waits to remove it. We'll see if he is able to find that chance, because if Stormstormer is alone, this does mean now that maybe when Stormstormer jumps in from these, very aggressive moves that he's been getting away with because of that mischance for Sandstorm, maybe now they can turn and kill him.
His illusions just don't deal damage in the fights that he would want to. They don't burn mana as well. 40% is a pretty big number.
Not time for the rush. And it will be a very, very quick one. And far too quick for Secret to even consider getting over here. And what are we going to have? Who's going to take what? Who wants the Ags?
So far, Sanking holding it.
All right, Stormstormer. He'll take that.
Cast range combined with Octarine Core. This is going to be very easy to initiate for him.
Dude, that's sure. Yeah, these are going to be some big burrow strikes from the lad. And the money for overwhelming blink as well on Stormstormer. Probably one of the richest Sankings that we've seen, honestly.
Oh, for sure. Look at 40,000 net worth on a Sanking, level 28, about to be level 29.
But this man's insanely fun. But we've got 550 last hits on him as well. He's having a great time. He's nearly hit as many creeps as TA carry. Stormstormer living the life here. And they've got a 37,000 gold lead now. Aegis and Cheese once again into their hands.
Yeah, if we talk about the gold lead in this game, Phantom Lancer, he has 36 net worth. So that's basically like having an extra hero, 6 slotted heroes.
That's pretty wild. That is, yeah, when you put it like that, quite the lead. Mail, he has got money, as you say, 5,500. I mean, what do you want to see him buying next that can make it so that these fights are a little bit easier for him to get stuck in on?
I think the Fusel Blade needs to go.
Okay.
I don't think there's much usage of this diff. Maybe just go for more damage, MKB, I'd say. Okay, we talked about Scotty. I think he needs to replace this. The Fusel Blade just doesn't do much. Yeah, Mana Bear is great, but at this point doesn't do as much. Pango, he's thinking about getting the Ags, has Boots of Travel as well, playing a bit of a, well, at least trying to play a bit of a split push game. He was thinking, like, you can see these people, like, thinking inside of the game what they need, because I've been paying attention. Pango, he had Octarine Core as well. He's like, okay, I need Rolling Thunder, I need multiple of those in the team fight, so I'm just gonna go for the item and reduce the cooldown on everything. We'll see what he ends up going for. Now he's going back to Abyssal Blade and also wants to get the Overwhelming Blink.
Haste.
They might just be trolling going at this point.
Well, what do you mean?
They're like, man, we want these casters to look stupid, so I'm gonna queue up Dagon.
All these different items.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get some Dagons. I remember, no, Puppy, he's definitely partial to a Dagon or two. We've seen him do in the past. A lot of money on Kataomi. A lot of money on quite a few heroes. I mean, it's getting to the stage of the game. 53 minutes. A lot of rich people. Quick shot. See if they can find more. Christmas committing him with the BKB. As Nishi's the man. Nishi's stuck. He's indeed taking heavy amounts of damage. He can't get... Ooh, is he away? Oh, he is just. He's up to the high ground. Samel, he's not going to be as lucky though. He's caught outside of the base. So another double, but that's Samel taken down. He'll fight back. But Entity, they're moving into the base, into the high ground. As they're taking them down one by one. Secret having to come out with triple buybacks here to attempt to hold back Entity.
I'm not sure if there's enough damage to munch through these heroes. But dropping low points. He already died.
They're going to die. Ended up down to the mid-coil. Nisha's in pretty deep here. Holding position with the roller. They're all healing up Samel. He's trying to get in onto somebody. But he's surrounded by 5 heroes who'll jump forward aggressively. Yamstel with the stolen periscope. He's able to keep him covered. And
that's
Nisha,
a good roll.
it's a very good roll. He's been able to catch the 3 of them around the stairs. And that will be buybacks coming out. But can they actually get back over to help this fire? I don't think so. Toby goes down. Secret, they'll look to chase for more. Another periscope from Yamstel. Straight across the triple kill for Samel. This is what Samel's been looking for the whole game. Finally, another chance at a fight where he can pick up these big kills. It did cost him a lot of buybacks. What we had there, 3 buybacks from Secret.
And 3 buybacks from Entity as well. They're coming back. They want to close this one out. It was a great burrow strike coming out from the Rubik. He's kind of saving the fight pretty much with the Aghanim Scepter. He can have 2 abilities, but we've seen the power of the Aghanim Scepter on Abaddon. It's also level 25, so AoE miscoil, even more heal coming out. I mean, a late game Dota is just wild.
And at this point now, with the buybacks that we use, I mean, you've got to consider as well, like, Entity, they bought back on all 3 of their cores. If they mess up another high ground push, like they could lose this game. They are 38k ahead, but at this point, when it gets late and buybacks are on cooldown, anything can happen.
The good thing is they do have ABBA, so even if you mess up a little bit, you could potentially...
You got a couple of cheeses as well.
ABBA also going for big item, has Radiance queued up at the moment.
Oh, late game Radiance, do you fancy that?
Even more missed chance against the Illusions, I don't mind that.
Okay. And so now with, of course, his own buyback being used, he'll probably consider spending that gold, I would imagine. He's got a lot of money. He is sending the courier out, so probably will be picking up that Skadi to replace the Diffusal, you would imagine. They're smoking up actually a little bit before he spent this gold. The courier will get taken out by Kataomi, but he didn't spend the gold yet, so probably...
Even if he did, he would just buy another item. He doesn't have buyback for 3.5 minutes.
He'll do a bit of shopping here. Yeah, there we go. Diffusal out, Skadi in.
Still thinking about keeping the Diffusal. I'm not sure if you can, like, maybe swap the Mantis Stallion. Doesn't feel as good. You want to have extra bit of movement speed in the fights anyway.
Yeah.
And, like, the value of having a dispel mechanic. We'll see. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter if he sells it or not. And there it is.
There it is, the 56-minute Radiance here. As you say, that little bit of extra potential against the Illusions.
First time this patch, I wonder why.
Probably the last time this patch as well.
Really
maybe not. You know, I'm still a believer that the K1, aka Hector, will play carry.
Oh yeah, we'll go for the Radiance build. That is true. That is true. We could see that. Here we go. Smoke time from Entity.
So 1 buyback, and that's Spirit Breaker. Keeper of the Light will have it. He farms 200 gold.
What's the
other buybacks on cooldown? Abba also spent his gold, so he's not gonna have it.
I think Secret may be best to stay close to their base for the next 4 minutes or so. Wait for their own buybacks to come up. I mean, obviously it's the high risk play to try and look for a kill out on the map. Level 30s, of course, coming in now. We're getting there. 57 minutes in.
So Melthead Bash on top of the other talent that is perfectly balanced. 7 refraction instances. We've seen Boxy yesterday being a drummer during the game. Stormer kind of doing the same right now.
Yes, yeah. Dropping some beats here. Kataomi wants to go.
He got hit rocked immediately.
Nisha has gone with the ultimate. Not quite able to find the jump in though that he wanted to. Secret. I'll step away once more.
Minute and a half until tier 5 items, Owen.
I mean, at this pace, we're going to be getting to the tier 10 items if they were there.
Like Secret, I think they got 3 kills in the last 20 minutes.
It's definitely. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of games where we hit 60 minutes and one team has got as low kills as Secret has this game. It's definitely been a slow one from their side, but it may work out. At this stage, that the network differences in the late game definitely tend to, it falls off, right?
Yeah. I mean, it matters, of course, but like sometimes matters in terms of like, well, everyone's 6 slotted. We don't have enough for anyone to buy a dust or hold a gem, kind of a deal. So, oh, we don't see the invis units.
I think we deserve these items, these neutral items. So no more fighting, please. Lads, here, let's get some exciting items out.
Yeah, let's start.
Any exciting items?
Stacking. I want to see it before I talk, you know, because every time I say it's just not there.
Before we get the boring ones.
Yeah. Ballista. Just kidding. The item is not there.
Ballista. I remember. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's stuck.
Use the unstuck off. Minus unstuck.
It's got to get out of there. Kazari's going to jump in. Both open source, but they blow up Puppy. I started to put the BKB, but he's already falling so low. The Disarm's about to wear off for Christmas. This is a to charge down Ice. Ice trying to hide in the trees, but Secret then rushed too. Samael is getting surrounded by Toby and Stormstormer. Charge across. Samael completely out of options there as he goes down.
No buyback for minute and 20. Let's see how Nisha approaches this one. He's probably going to go and try to buy some time.
Yeah.
His buyback, also minute and 40 seconds, uses the Witch Paint to get rid of the silence, uses roll up. Can he get out? He's charging. Doesn't like it.
All right. They look for, well, to sort of get caught in that fight. Really, a minute earlier than they can deal with, and indeed, there we have it. GG. Minute items, but sometimes that happens, and it's a bit of a strange game, really.
team. You gotta pick them right.
Why didn't I know from the very start? Oh, you left me here just to fall apart. If I wrote you a letter, would I have a chance? Would you read my letter if I had it sent? If I wrote you a
Все это в целом может сработать, учитывая токсичность поднятия пайп, магии, автодовод.
You really gotta pick a hero. You got 10 seconds left.
Номером стараться.
5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine.
Я думаю, вот, честно говоря, секретом именно так надо действовать.
Ten seconds to pick your hero, you moron. Hero!
Radiant team pick.
Come on, Dire Team, pick it good.
Storm Spirit.
МК к нему придет на мид, он стоит. В целом по игре тут он хорош. Это еще один сетап. Это
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero. You better pick your hero. 5 seconds.
Level 7 Storm Spirit.
Порт, Кристаллис легкая.
Problem for them. I mean, if he hasn't already hit.
Why aren't they doing anything? They're just standing around. Relax, Morty.
эти закатили во вражескую тройку, довольно агрессивный мув совершил.
Field of battle. The smell of blood rises like a promise.
Было у меня подозрение такое, что... Да, Пупей, собственно, у нас на нижней линии и присутствует.
Denied.
Denied!
I take what I please.
Don't run off.
Oh man, first blood just splattered!
First blood. The twin shall not thirst for long. You get nothing. Veins run empty.
I'll do better next time.
What's the worst place you've accidentally lifted to? What are you doing, Grace? Bloodbath.
Oh, Radiant's top tower is under attack!
There you go.
I blew it!
I left my hoof prints in your backside.
Potions for the dead.
None for you.
Dominating!
I won't give up.
Oh, Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Oh, man. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Stay near. Behold! Silence! Here I am!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant just fortified their structures. You know what I'm talking about?
A prize. Greetings.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
My gratitude. Silence. Gather round.
Stupendous!
Oh boy, Dire's middle tower is under attack. Jeez, Radiant's middle tower just got wrecked.
Mega kill.
Whoa, Morty, I've been across the cosmos. I've seen a ton of different realities, let me tell you. This is definitely not a remarkable moment at all, in any way, shape, or form.
Greetings. Silence. Here I am.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack! Couldn't do much about Radiant's bottom tower, could you?
Silence!
Now I'm putting a soul of 50 years. And now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. At 21, a soul of 50 years. And now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. At 21. At 21. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. At 21. I'm just a kid. Oh, I'm doing things I shouldn't know from. Yeah, doing things I shouldn't do. At 21. Yeah, I play you my favorite songs on a car ride. While you left me all the people that left you in your life. Oh, oh, oh. And you smoke on your chair while I was trying to sleep. I smell the smoke in the air, but that was normal for me. I didn't know. I didn't know. But now I'm 21. A soul of 50 years. And now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. I'm 21. Feels like I'm 50 years. And now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. At 21.
Are scanning.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Ooh, oh, not good. That force field leads me to believe that Dire just fortified their structure. Dire's top tower is under attack. Oh, Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Oh, Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Mine. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Oh, Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack! Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
И вот 8000 на 17 против Entity за Secret, это, конечно, то, что хотелось видеть на всех картах с участием этой команды. Раскрываться она должна очень-очень рано и ни в коем случае давать там продать сопернику. И с такими моментами это прям еще и смотрится.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
Option against the Skyrat Mage, even the Sand King jump, like that's just good way. I think Entity, they need to keep fighting. Like I don't think they can take this one late. It's like their heroes are gonna fall off.
Got the portal down here. It's gonna allow the rest of Secret to come over and join Ice. Yeah, but maybe they'll go for some sort of smoke with these BKBs, Entity. So that was the next sort of big item they're waiting for, and yeah, there we go. So they want to smoke up and use these core BKB purchases to try and take a fight against Secret.
A ledge showing, killing some skeletons from Puppy. Trying to bait if anyone wants to jump them, but seems like that's not the case. Secret not taking the bait.
Puppy, he'll offer up his life, or maybe not. Glimmer, find him some safety, but Chrysalis is still able to get in and get the kill. The question is if he can get out. Maybe he doesn't need to with the back of a Stormer. Sits straight over towards Yapstor. Yapstor, he'll go down. Samel will commit for the fight here. Trying to stand his ground with the BKB Chrysalis, but it's too much physical damage for Samel and his illusions. As Chrysalis has to run away from this CK. Can't take on Samel right now. Samel, he's going to see if he can catch more Stormer out of mana. Nisha jumps in with the silence.
Turn that into Roche. This is the fight that the Secret wanted to have. Near the Roche pit, let's see if they want to go inside. Maybe a bit limited on the damage. CK, like this hero never needs to go heal. Like having the lifesteal and also the extra talent, and now it deals 1.5 damage to the creeps. It's just like, okay, you're gonna survive. You go back, hit a couple of creeps, and you're back to full HP. We see the power of Lich against the CK in terms of like using that ulti, bringing the illusions down, bringing the CK down to half HP, but the sustain is a bit too much. They definitely need some extra damage on top of him. He doesn't have a BKB, so if Sanking gets the good epicenter off on top of Samel dies.
Yeah, and if they've got any support for staffs at the moment to get them out of the combo, they haven't. So indeed, if they can hold him in position, they may still have a chance. It's a lot of HP to get through, but it's not impossible.
Good reaction from Yappy.
See Stormer. Look to chase it. He is able to grab Yapzor. Nisha trying to help Yapzor out here, and in fact with Ice turning up, Storm's got to pop the BKB. He's out of mana, so he doesn't really have any ability to keep fighting himself. He has to TP out with the remainder of that BKB.
And now Secret will go inside the pit. Stormer, he's not there. Roshan just dropping way too quickly with the Chaos Strike. Because it does work on Roshan for some reason. Extra damage. Now, Samel holding onto that Aegis. Level 20, Reality Rift, Pierce's Spell Immunity. One of the better level 20 talents in general, because you can play so well into the enemy cores. They don't think you can reposition them, but you can.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we're seeing already in that last fight with the BKB, even without that piercing talent, just any sort of hit Samel is able to get in onto the Bloodseeker. It hurts Chrysalis big time at this point with how farmed this CK is. Chrysalis is not geared up at this stage to stand toe-to-toe with Samel.
Already preparing for the bottom. Anyone shows, they're gonna go on him.
There's the jump. BKB will come out. Needs your TP. Chrysalis knows not to mess with these two.
They're going after Tire's bottom tower.
What's that? So we can see is exactly why so much damage from this CK at this point. Fishman's dead. Samel continuing to get themselves further and further ahead. And at this point, with how tanky Secret's heroes are getting, it's just so hard for Entity to really find any opportunity to jump.
It's a difficult game for Storm at the moment, because he needs to use his mana, which his mana pool is very limited, and then going for like BKB, potentially TP out. Because if he's out of he doesn't have a BKB, he just straight up dies. He's playing into Monkey King Silence, also Road of Athos and the Pit of Malice, potentially a Coil. Coil misses.
That was close there from both sides. I say a little bit greedy that Stormer goes for the zip TP without using the BKB. But it was the right call, because Nisha not quite able to get him with the Dream Coil as close as it was. Oh, Chrysalis, he needs help, and he needs it now. Quick step for Stormer as they've got the control onto the CK. That's Samel on the one. He'll die first here on the fight. See if they can turn this around. Secret Samel. He's going to try and fight this, but it's a lot of magical damage. Bow strikes back there. Samel will die. This is going to be Entity's fight to take. As Ice is taken out, Puppey will manage to TP away. But we're seeing, as you said, you know, that with all the farm that Samel does have, if they can catch him in the combo, there's still this overwhelming amount of magical damage that will threaten even a high HP CK.
It is. He doesn't have a BKB, so they can burst him. I guess, you know, he's thinking about it, but playing into core-to-core matchup where you can get ruptured is something that, like, people don't like to do. And the one Paro strike, and look at the amount of damage that they do.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. They took him down quickly 2 times.
The rest of the team was not there to be able to reconnect. Like, they came in, but still, like, the damage was already done. Sanking did use ulti, they didn't stop it, and then you died. There's A bit too much damage. Oh, Poppy, he's not happy.
He weren't happy with something there. It's like, oh, why does my core never have BKB?
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
I think that's what he said.
I think he changed it up. He actually, Poppy was actually like, where is your
Can we
BKB?
play that again? Let's see how good we are at the lip reading.
I mean, that is definitely the reaction there of supports where the carry dies and after a push and isn't building BKB. Yeah, Puppy saw that Scardy that Samael had queued up and he was like, Samael,
Excellent.
BKB. And indeed, Samael now with the change-up will have the BKB. He's got it fully purchased. So next time round...
Not just fully purchased, he disassembles the Echo Saber. He's like...
Puppy's like, disassemble that Echo Saber right now, or I BKB.
Or I'm taking out the machete.
What we got here? String coil onto the Sand King. But he's out. He's going to get away. Over to the side. Fishman won't be as lucky. As they will catch him here. Oh, let's see how things change up with the push around the BKB. I mean, he'll have the BKB, but he won't have that Aegis, of course. Did lose that on the back of the last push. And the following items for Chrysalis, he's managed to get his Mjolnir done, and looking for the Basher next. So he can have that extra bit of potential control that could catch up some of these heroes like Nisha.
This is kind of a standard build, I would say, on Chrysalis, where he gets Mjolnir, BKB, gets the Shard. It's 2% of their max HP, which is really good. He shreds through these tanky heroes like Underlord and CK, and it also heals him up. Considering how last fight went, this doesn't feel like 15k gold lead for Team.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't indeed, with how well they're able to hold. And as I say, you know, to sort of stress the fact that that was against an Aegis CK. You know, they took him down 2 times very, very quickly. Now, as long as he's able to put the BKB in the next fight, very unlikely that that'll happen and again. And Samael should have a pretty solid job of getting back to cleaning up in the team fights. But if they catch him before that BKB, we may see the same thing happen. So all about the jump from Entity in these moves.
Stormstormer going all in with his item build. Like, he's thinking about the team to be able to lock them in with the Aghanim Scepter. Is that a full? Yeah, that's a full Ags.
All right.
But if he can pull them off with the Lich Chain Frost, a Sanking Epicenter, there's also E-Blade on Sanking, but like plus Bloodrite on top of that. I feel like, you know, we're having a game if they can pull off like one big combo right now.
Well, let's see if they can do exactly that. They're coming out with the smoke. See if they can get the jump. Samael, he's already out with the blink. Off the Phantasm from the side. Might be hard now for Entity to get the initiation that they want to. And indeed, Fishman taken out. Christmas is still hovering around. He's going to put the BKB. He's going to try and go toe-to-toe here with Samael. It's not working out for him, though. Christmas now has to back off. Big step with the forward take. The BKB comes to an end with Samael. The Dream Core's been down under the rhythm. Stormstormer's in trouble. Save for Toby. A secret, they'll get the 4 kills. A buyback comes out from Chrysalis, in fact. But there's no more fight to be had here, especially with Stormstormer out for a minute. No buyback on him.
I know it's only your position 5, but if Lich gets a Frost Shield on a Bloodseeker, then he can go for these type of plays. You know, just stand in front of the fight and deal with the CK and his illusions. He's not gonna be taking as much damage. Ice is Ice, using the Fiend's Gate inside the base so people can't get out. And suddenly this game feels really awkward for Entity. Like, they went all in with the items in terms of the execution. It just wasn't there. Like, they got caught off guard. Puck with the coil, and he also does have a gem, so a lot of these wards are gonna get dewarded if they're also playing into Sanking. Let's see if they can get this kill.
Yeah, we saw how much of a difference it makes now. You know, Samael with that BKB, they couldn't kill him through that. The only hero that has any sort of a chance. I mean, not even really with the build at this stage. Chrysalis, a lot of his damage magical still. So once that BKB's popped, Samael is without a doubt untouchable at this point.
They might have like one more fight and then it becomes extremely difficult for them. Let's see if they decide to smoke. Roshan might respawn in 2 seconds. Let's see. Secret holding the high ground. They do have the data off there.
He's going to be able to counterplay. They have The Vortex to hold some out of position, but the PKB is not possible, and the Dream comes down pretty much upon the ball. As Crystal is just getting destroyed by the damage of Samael. Triple kill for Yapso, in fact, with that Wukong's command. As they're ready to turn it into more. Samael steps forward, grabs back Fishman. Katomi, the last one left alive as he'll scramble back towards the base, but he's not even going to get out. Nisha leaving no survivors. GG is called. A Secret, after a weird and rough game 2, they're back on track with this game 3. Not a lot of messing around here. And yeah, we saw you didn't want to be messing around if you're on that team with Puppy. He was making sure they get the win, and they do. This game 3 looking to be as solid of an ending as game 1 was.
Yeah, it was a good showing off from Team Secret, especially Nisha on the puck. And yeah, as Sumail was completely free farming that one fight, he got caught. On the other side, ISSI struggling at the early stages, manages to make a big comeback. Like, it's an Underlord, kind of hard to make him look flashy, but he's done the job.
Yeah, and as you said, just to go back to Nisha, he had a rough game 2, but game 1 and game 3, I think, certainly made up for that, ending on a very impressive KDA once more. 8-0-16 on his puck this game. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, with that done and dusted, Secret, the series, it's theirs. 2-1 against Entity.
Didn't realize. I thought कि वो उन लोग ने देखा होगा.